Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Today guys, we're back with more Total War Warhammer 2 World Championship replay actions. We're going to have probably 5 or 6 best of 3s in total, and these are going to be from top level players who are, getting towards the final rungs here of this World Championship tournament, which I believe the prize pool is actually up over $4,000 right now. Of course, that $4,000 will be split between the top 8 players, so it's not all going to be going to just like first place, but still, biggest tournament we've had in Total War Warhammer 2 and, in Total War Warhammer in general, and also the most amount of players, biggest prize pool, a lot of cool stuff going. So this is certainly some very high stakes games. How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. So we actually have some really interesting stats from the tournament as well. So the team, of course, that's running the tournament was able to collect some statistics on the win rates of different factions, and this is actually going to be quite fun to look at and kind of analyze, which there was a couple that you wouldn't expect that I actually kind of had a feeling would be like that. Vampire Coast, for example, has a very, very low win rate. And I've kind of been feeling that. Like, Vampire Coast, I've been struggling with them ever since their nerfs. Not to say that they're bad, but I think if the average player tries to pick them up, they require a little bit of finesse. Yeah. The last Legendary Lord streams are going to be tomorrow, Hank. So what I'll probably be doing tomorrow, Sunday is the Faction War. But on Saturday, which is tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming all the remaining groups. So there's 3 groups in total. We have K, J, and D for the Legendary Lords tournament. When that's done, the next round will start relatively soon. So I'll be getting all those done tomorrow. Yeah. It has been a while. Yeah, so the reason why we don't do the Doom soundtrack is because there's just like these weird trollish copyright claims going around. And I was reading on a couple of forums about it happening to a lot of people. Even people who are playing just the Doom game on YouTube were getting, these weird copyright claims on the song. And I just don't want to deal with that stuff on my channel. It's really an unholy nightmare. So, and even if it doesn't like say it hurts your channel, it does, so I don't want to mess with that. That's what's up. No, dwarves are a faction of extremes. So typically dwarves are only picked when it's like a counter picking situation, right? So let's go ahead and just break it down and look at the stats together. So you guys are going to see it. All right, so here's the stats. So yeah, these are the faction statistics from the second qualifier. So this was from the previous group stage. Right now we're in the third qualifying group stage, or the third, group stage of the qualifier series, basically. So these are the stats from the second. Now, as you get higher up, so once we get the statistics from the third group, which is what we're in right now, it's going to be a little bit different because it has more high-level players. So I think we're going to see different statistics. But as far as the second qualifier goes, these are people who all got out of the first round And you can see the wins and losses and, the ratios. The Empire, sitting at 44%. I'm not terribly surprised. Like, you see Empire and Vampire Coast are both some of the lower win rates. And I think Empire is because it's just a very hard to play faction and requires a lot of finesse, and they're very touch and go. But I still think Empire is really strong despite that. But yeah, Vampire Coast is another one. Look at that, 37% win rate on those bad boys. And of course, not terribly surprised, Greenskins, I believe, doing pretty well. Yeah, Greenskins, I think, might have the second highest next to Lizardmen, which is pretty interesting. Oh no, Wood Elves are actually 57. Okay. Yeah, so this is something I'll probably do a separate video on this, but I figured you guys would enjoy seeing this today, just kind of getting a look at all the stats and just kind of taking it in. The dreaded High Elves down at 43%. So yeah, the three lowest are High Elves, Empire, and I believe Vampire Coast, who has hands down the worst. Even the Beastmen are laughing at 52% at the Vampire Coast. So yeah, there you get it. Bretonia is really good. Fey Enchantress is incredibly strong. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Bretonia's up at 58%. Pretty crazy for sure. But these are just from the second qualifier. It'll be really interesting to draw a parallel as we get the statistics from the other group stages. So we can see, when it gets to the finals and the top tier of play to see what changes. Because this had a lot of players who are good, but maybe, not quite like high level, mid-level tournament players. So we will see. Yeah, it's really cool though, man. I love having this information. Really, really good for balancing purposes too. Creative Assembly, if you're watching, here's some data for you. Vampire Coast is a weird one. They're very strong. They have the potential to be very strong, but I feel that too. Like I really feel like when I'm playing Vampire Coast, a lot of times I'm on the back foot right away. Ever since they got their nerfs, but the nerfs were necessary. They were pretty nasty before. But hey, Ivan, thank you. Appreciate that donation. Thank you for the 20. And the old Tomb Kings. Oh yeah, shit. Tomb Kings are at 35%. Holy shit, I didn't see that. Damn, they're worse than Vampire Coast here in this particular tournament. 94 wins. 169 losses. Damn. That's what she said. That's crazy. Yeah. Not many people made them. Yeah, Jay Phoenix. Well, I didn't come up with this graph. This was sent to me by Moores, and I would imagine he, as well as you guys, put this together. So big thanks to you if you were part of that, Jay Phoenix, which I'm sure you were. High Elves need buffs, clearly. Yeah, High Elves not quite as in the pits as the Tomb Kings, that's for sure. The Tomb Kings doing pretty rough there. Anyways, guys, we're going to be jumping into the matches, so give me just a second. We'll leave the stats up so you guys can kind of digest those for a hot minute. Also, you need to take into account the pick rates and all that. You can see which factions are more popular, for example. So that is kind of a variable, right? Because there's less overall numbers. So, it's something to consider, but there it goes. All right, so the first match of the day is going to be between Human Boy, yes, and Bilbo. Bilbo Bagosh. He's a Polish player. So it's going to be High Elves versus Empire here in the first game as we load in. We'll go from there. Oh, yeah, we'll post it on the Discord. Yeah, we'll post it. We'll post it on Reddit, too. I think that'd be cool. I'll make a Reddit post. Yeah, Jay Phoenix, that's exactly what I was saying. I was saying that round 3, I think, will look very different. I think some factions like Empire and Vampire Coast will have higher win rates there. Simply because, you're going to be seeing the specialists. And a lot of times, I think they're very hard to play factions. You really, really need to know them in and out. So I think the win rates will change in the later stages. But for the group stage, it's kind of interesting to see because this gives us a really good perspective at what the general player and how they perform on these respective factions. Yeah, I think it's quite neat. Bretonia's no joke, man. They do not mess around. All right, guys. So now we're loading in. It's going to be Bilbo versus Human Boy here in our first match. And if we take a look at the army of Bilbo Baggins here, he does have a battle line of what appears to be Rangers. The Rangers, they're fine here. Loose formation. They can get in and fight the basic state troopers pretty effectively. They do outtrade swordsmen, if I'm not mistaken. So we got Rangers. It looks like 5 in total, backed up by a massive battle line of Lothern Sea Guard, backed up by more archers. This is almost like a High Elf campaign army. Just so many archers, man. And then Reavers in the back line. So yeah, not a lot to contest the Empire Heavy Cavalry, aside from just kind of attrition and just throwing things at them. We do have a Metalcaster with Plague of Rust, which is very standard for High Elves to deal with armor, right? So if you have like a big armored cavalry unit, you just Plague of Rust them, minus 60. Suddenly their armor's like 30 or whatever, 20, and you nuke them down. Teclis has Nets and Enfeebling Foe, and Sword of Teclis, and that appears to be it. So now for Human Boy, he's got Marcus Wolfart, man after my own heart. Certainly love Marcus Wolfart. And Vampire win rate is low because Anticity dropped out. Yeah, he would single-handedly affect that, right? One sec, guys. Sorry about that. So yes, for the Empire Swordsman, triple handgunners, a little bit risky for sure. Handgunners are really do get countered pretty effectively by the archers. And again, to counter archers, you usually want to use mortars, right? So I'm not seeing any mortars. I'm not seeing any ways to really shut down the archers terribly effectively, aside from just blasting them with cannons. Although the cannon is sniping that Mage of Metal pretty quickly. That Mage is going to be getting sent to the Shadow Realm. So yeah, spears all around the box here, Empire Knights, and then we have triple cannons. So we'll see how this unfolds. But again, just looking at the armies here, I am a little bit concerned about how the Empire here, and as someone I play a lot of Empire, I'm concerned about how they're going to be dealing with the massive amount of archers. And archers immediately shooting into the Sigmar Suns, which of course are a shielded unit, but still a relatively high value target. I would imagine Lothern Seaguard and basic archers will be switching their fire here onto the Silver Bullets soon-ish, and the handguns are getting some okay return fire here on the Rangers, which are afflicted by a Spirit Leech and also being focused down by a couple handgunner units. Now the other cannons are shooting at the Illyrian Reavers here on the flank, having finished off that Metal Mage, I think. Yeah, it looks like the Metal Mage did get karate chopped, and you know, it's a nice little early grab, but the Metal Mage isn't really a high-value target. There's not a whole lot it's going to be able to do anything against, right? I mean, there's not a ton of armor here outside of Empire Knights. Looks like some Empire Knights are going to be pressing the flank, though. Reavers will lose to Empire Knights in a head-to-head fight, but looks like there are some Lothern Seaguard supporting. Teclis could be here with Enfeebling Foe, and that could really change the dynamic of that particular fight. High Elves are breaking through the front line. Swordsmen are broken up here, and now they're going to be running for the hills. And the other swordsmen will be going down as well here in the middle of these Sigmar Suns, and you can see how the handgunners are really, really hard countered. Human Boy's build seemed like super dedicated to killing, monsters, phoenixes, dragon princes, things like that. You know, maybe like a Silverhelm build would be very good against, but Bilbo brought a build that just had no good targets for either handgunners or cannons, and I think you can really see that unfolding here as the dreaded Reavers able to charge through that net, apparently. No, I'm not going to ask any questions here. But yeah, now the cannons are pretty much completely exposed. The Rangers are going to be able to push through and get on top of the cannons, and I just don't see much that the Empire is going to be able to do to kind of scrap this one back. A very linear build, really, really designed to just snipe monsters and heavy cavalry, and you know, the High Elves brought neither of those. They went really wide. Typically in this matchup from the Empire perspective, you do see a couple mortars. Mortars are one of the better counters against archer spam. They do a really, really good job, generally speaking. You can see here, yeah, cannon fire shooting into the Reavers doing some okay work, and some Empire Knights trying to drift about, but that is a lot of archers to deal with. And there's no way. I mean, Bilbo also has Reavers in the backfield. It looks like a net's going to be going down, or Plague of Rust. Oh, so the Metalcaster is actually alive. Okay. Running back over the hill like Gandalf at Helm's Deep there. But the Empire Knight's getting blasted into oblivion, 50 armor, so not going to be mitigating that fire terribly well. Looks like there might even be a net on those guys, kind of locking them down. And in game one here, it looks like Bilbo and his super wide archer build is going to work pretty well. And again, really showing why in this matchup, yeah, cannons are fine and all, but the thing is, if you're going handgunners and cannons, it's really all in one direction, right? What you need to do is like go handgunners and mortars or cannons and then some sort of missile piece to help deal with their archers, which in the Empire's case, your best bet. Oh, Marcus Wolfhard sniping the Metal Mage, sending a message there in the final quarter of the game. But it's too little too late, Marcus. Too little too late. And yeah, Marcus going to be kind of pulling back here. A lot of firepower coming in from the archers. Still a metric shit ton of archers. I really feel like I'm watching like an early game campaign for the High Elves where just archer spam with Teclis. You know, you just have like a million Lothern Seaguard and basic archers, and at that point, it's basically going to be a rout for the Empire as Marcus Wolfhard's pulling back and the bowfire really going in. So Human Boy did take a gamble there. He really tried to get in there and, of course, snipe out monsters, and there were none, and he paid the price. And, you know, some High Elf players do like to use a bunch of Silverhelms and Dragon Princes and things in this matchup, so I can kind of see the idea. But again, in theory, you need to respect the archers. High Elves certainly usually bring a couple archers in this matchup. Potion of Croy is active, and that is going to be army loss as soon as the Reavers do kind of pile in and finish off the last of these state troopers. Reavers certainly a very cost-effective unit here, and these are, oh, look at that, Sterling's Revenge, very, very cool. That is going to be army losses. GG, well played, and that's game one. A quick game for sure. And yeah, I would say Bilbo for sure brings very unique builds. He, I remember casting his games. He plays dwarves and high elves, I think, so he plays the two the grudge enemies there. But yeah, clearly Human Boy went all in on a sniping build, like really trying to goon monsters and characters, and then there was nothing to goon, and then he paid the price. Yeah, Archer Spam OP. Archer Spam OP indeed. Well played. As far as value accrued, I mean, it's kind of just spread out. Nothing really to look at here. Marcus got a couple little cute snipes. And the cannons, of course, did almost next to nothing. But that is going to be game one there. So let's go ahead and update the scorecard here. And this is in the Warhammer World Championship Group 3. So there will be one more group stage after this. And then we basically have the grand finals, which will be coming up soonish. Very excited for that. So let's update this. Let's go to the intro graphic. You guys can see all the juicy stats from the tournament while we load over. And we will be getting the next game going. So let's do it to it. All right. Where art thou? So next game is going to be Bilbo on the Empire, facing off against Human Boy on his main faction, which is Skaven. Now, of course, you guys probably remember Human Boy for his glorious Storm Vermin play. Well, we'll see if he brings it back to the table here against Bilbo's Empire. Yes, yes. Certain best method to get earwax out of your earbuds? I have no idea. Really, really, no idea. No idea indeed. And now we're moving in. It's time. Round 2, baby. Bilbo coming in with 4 Knights of the Blazing Sun, as well as Volkmar the Grim and a Firecaster, really going for that burning Kindle Flame strategy. And the Skaven appear to have a Grey Seer with some Rat Ogres and weapons teams. You know, very standard Skaven stuff, so we're good. All right, loading into the next match here. And let's go ahead and get this party started. Should be here any moment now. Jay Phoenix says, oh yes, I think I gave him this army. Oh, very cool, very cool. So for the forces of Human Boy, who is behind right now, right? Certainly needs to get a win here, or else he will be eliminated from this particular best of 3 series. He does have Skaven Slaves in the front, Teethbreaker, Rattling Gunners, Poison Wing Globes, Jezzail. Look at that, Plague Claw Catapult against Empire, pretty cool. If Empire used to go artillery spam against Skaven, but I feel like after the Molder DLC it kind of changed. But, you know, I used to bring like 2 or 3 cannons against Skaven, which would really punish this Plague Claw. But yeah, it's got the Jezzails, 2 of those, Plague Claw Catapult, Packmaster, Morse Guitars Hellion, and a Grey Seer of Plague up on the bell. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, indeed. What's up? What's up? I see people saying, highlighting Turin. Did I miss something? Did I miss something? I'm not sure. Well, anyways. So for the forces of the Empire, we got Spearmen into the sunset. Looks like it's going to be basic Spearmen. And on the backfield, we do have 1 Empire Knight, and then 4 Knights of the Blazing Sun with, 2 Empire Knights. So a massive cavalry rush coming in from Bilbo Bagosh. You can see here in the forest, he does have a Volkmar the Grim. He's got a Firecaster to trigger the Kindle Flame synergy. And yeah, a ton of cavalry here on the flank. So should be quite a bit of fun. Should be quite a bit of fun. Plague Claw Catapults outshoot Empire Cannons 1-1. Well, I guess they do have that leadership discouraging effect, which is quite nice too. So they'll route the crew off pretty quickly. And you can see the Plague Claw Catapult actually doing some cool work here. Look at that, just brutally taking out one of the Spearmen. The other Spearmen, of course, going to be getting Last Samurai. Maybe a little bit of a mistake sending in the Spearmen ahead of the Cavalry. I think you got to try and time everything at once against Skaven. But these brave Sigmarites care not for their lives, and they will be moving in and just getting blasted into the Shadow Realm here. And look at that. Ooh, yeah. Looks like the Teethbreaker is really putting a huge hurting here on these Spearmen, and now they're going to be forced back. So, yeah, not like devastating losses. I mean, in total, probably about like 500 gold loss between these 2 Spearmen, but they're going to keep getting peppered. But really, this is where things get spicy, is when the Empire does come around the back here with the Knights of the Blazing Sun and these different units. Hank, I'll have to take a look at that. But regardless, I'm a caster for this event, and I'm not working as, like, you know, on rule breaks and things like that. And this is a replay, so it's tricky stuff. Knights of the Blazing Sun moving in. Clan Rat's going to be kind of bracing for it. Spearmen also able to kind of weave through the seam. A little bit unfortunate for the Skaven. They had 2 Skaven Slaves here. One of them could be screening here. But the Knights of the Blazing Sun do charge into the Clan Rats here, and also the Packmaster, and the big Molder monsters are going to be rushing in intercept. A little bit of a clunky position as well from these Empire Knights, especially if he has the dreaded 13th spell, which I'm not sure if he does. Anyways, Burning Head going down, a very good one. Triggers the Kindle Flame, gets rid of the chaff units, will allow the Knights of the Blazing Sun to get more square charges on better targets, but from here, I'd probably pull back the Knights of the Blazing Sun and try and like recharge and trigger that charge bonus once again. But it looks like they're going to be staying the course. And of course, the Kindle Flame synergy is active from that Burning Head. And Spearmen were able to get into the backfield and also shut down those Teethbreakers here. So yeah, Teethbreakers in a bit of trouble. Here come Knights of the Blazing Sun piling in. We have 1 unit here, 1 unit here. The ones that were able to weave through the front line. And that is going to be a pretty catastrophic loss for the Skaven. Losing these Warplock Jezzails here potentially to these Cav is going to be quite painful. And also these Knights of the Blazing Sun here should be able to bounce over and get that Plague Claw Catapult. Now Volkmar the Grim, though, a little bit surrounded, and this is certainly a strong potential win condition for the Skaven, right? If they can get the Packmaster and the Morse Guitars Hellion, both of whom have really good armor piercing values, and just absolutely flatten Volkmar the Grim right here and not let him escape, then suddenly it's just a bunch of Knights versus like these very powerful Skaven single entities and things like that. So it is going to be a little bit tricky. Balance Power is pretty even, though. Empire Cavalry coming in. They could probably pile in to help Volkmar. Wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. And you can see the full charge is coming in, so the Empire Knights do get a nice charge. And Volkmar might be liberated from this position, but he's kind of pinned between a rock and a very ratty hard place, quite literally. There's actually a rock right here that's pinning him in a little bit, and the Morse Guitars Hellion and Packmaster are just giving him the dirty, because aside from that, the game is going very well for the forces of the Empire, right? Knights of the Blazing Sun and the Cavalry have really decimated the Skaven backline. Most of the weapon teams are on the run, but if Volkmar just straight up dies here, I think that Human Boy should be able to pull out this game using his little monster squad here with the Morse Guitars Hellion. Monster Squad, that was what it was called in Space Jam, right? Like no, it was the Monstars, I think is what it was called. Yeah, I think so. Anyways, here comes the Volkmar Chariot. I'm going to be trying to get away from the Packmaster. Empire really needs to pull some Knights of the Blazing Sun or heavy cavalry to screen this, because with proper play, Volkmar has plenty of healing left, but again, just getting hunted like this, he could go down here. He's only got 900 HP, Packmaster has 95 speed, Morse Guitars Hellion rocking something around 70 or 80 speed. Yeah, it looks like he's at 70, so he should be able to keep up pretty happily. Skaven do get some Giselles back online, certainly quite good. Some mortars as well, not mortars, but Poison Wing Globadiers, which are dropping some hot globes on top of the Spearmen. And a good play here, he does finally get those Knights of the Blazing Sun to screen out and block the retreating Volkmar. And Volkmar just needs to kind of chill and heal. Honestly, just keep Volkmar behind the cavalry, and I think that the Empire should be in relatively good shape here. But again, we'll see. As far as spells in the Skaven, we do have the Clanrat Summon and the Plague Breath. Clanrat Summon will give some nice buffering to the monsters here, but the Plague Breath not going to be terribly damaging here, outside of maybe like the Spearmen. Here comes Globefire. That's going to be really, really good. Granted, the Knights of the Blazing Sun do have a little bit of magic resist, which helps against this, but still, those globes are going to be getting a massive amount of value, and it seems the Packmaster and the Clanrats and the Morskatars Hellion are holding pretty well. Morskatars Hellion actually has a really cool buff that does indeed do AoE damage. So if he's, for example, surrounded like this, he does have the Warp Discharge, I think is what it's called, yep. And it does do AoE damage to all the units around it. So it's actually has pretty good crowd clear, and I would imagine it's getting some decent damage in. Balance of power is pretty even at this point. It was a little bit less Empire favored, but now it's kind of creeping back towards the Sons of Sigmar as these Empire Knights on the flank continue to do battle with the Rat Ogres. And the Rat Ogres here you can see down to 7 models. And good night, sweet princes. They will indeed live up to their name of the Rout Ogre. The Packmaster is still bumping and grinding with these Knights of the Blazing Sun, as is the Morskatars Hellion, and it's looking a little bit concerning. Even though the Empire kind of feels like they're ahead here, there's still a ton of Skaven Slaves and Chaff units making their way in, which, again, oh man, if this was a Mortis engine too, if this was like a Gracier Plague, or excuse me, a Plague Priest on a Bell, that would be really nasty. Nice round here too. Clanrat Summon on top of the Empire Knights, as well as the Knights of the Blazing Sun, and they're going to pile in conjunction with the Packmaster and the Morskatars, and definitely do some good work. And it looks like the Skaven are able to re-secure this position with a lot of the Empire Heavy Cavalry getting broken off. I definitely think we should have seen some more cycle charging from the Cav. They really sat in sustained combat for quite some time. I think they could have pulled back, charged, refreshed that charge bonus, and that would have made a pretty big difference for sure. But what is this? Looks like a Volkmar Banishment going down. The Volkmar Banishment is going to be tearing through these Skaven Slaves. Oh, and the Plague Claw Catapult crew creeping back. These are apparently the rats who make all the rules, although some Sons of Sigmar, some Spearmen have found them and might be able to kind of shank them off, as the Banishment actually does end up tearing through the crews, which is pretty funny. So yeah, the hopes and dreams of that Plague Claw Catapult crew is gone and lost forever. So balance of power kind of really ebbing back and forth here in the middle, as the Empire Heavy Cavalry does refresh its charges, and Volkmar has healed quite a bit. He's back up to almost 2,000 HP, so he himself does do fire damage, so can actually do some work against like a Packmaster type character. Not like crazy damage, but it's something to take into account. Certainly not insignificant. So again, very close here, and this is a game where Human Boy really needs to win this one, right? He is down 1-0 in this series, and if Human Boy is able to win it, of course he'll be going to Game 3, but if Bilbo is able to clean it out here with his Sons of Sigmar, then that will be the end of this particular series, and we'll be moving on to another best of 3 from this third group stage in the Warhammer World Championship. But the Empire Knight's really breaking off once again. This is very scary for Volkmar too. He just came in to go fisticuffs. Looks like he's trying to snipe the Gracier. Yeah, Fireball coming in from the Bright Wizard and really getting in there, but now Volkmar is very, very vulnerable to being attacked by all these this goon squad here, the Monstars. The Packmaster plus the Morskatars Hellion. Morskatars Hellion does do magic damage, and I think Volkmar actually has pretty good magic resist as well. So yeah, Empire's throwing pretty much everything to the table here. The Bright Wizard charging in, 278 HP, very, very low, but it does get another Packmaster summon, or another Clanrat summon, excuse me. And imagine if it summoned a Packmaster, holy shit, that'd be pretty strong. The Clanrat buffering, very good. Volkmar the Grim actually going down here. It looks like Human Boy might just barely edge this game out. It looked like he was behind for so long in the game, but nonetheless, very tenacious play, keeping his monsters together, which is very important if you're a Skaven player. Oh, but Volkmar the Grim does actually take out the Gracier. Okay, so the Skaven leadership is gone. Will Volkmar be able to escape this Morskatars Hellion? The Empire Knights are coming to save him, but the Hellion, oh man, why is it running away? No, it could have probably finished off Volkmar there. I guess it's going back. That's probably the safer play so he doesn't get charged by all those cavalry. But now he's going to be jumping back in with the Packmaster. The remainders of the Knights of the Blazing Sun also charging in, but again, leadership is very fickle at this point. Volkmar going in for the kill, actually, going after the Morskatars Hellion. I wonder if he has any bombardments. He's at about 136 HP, very, very low, and I think that's going to be GG, and Human Boy in the Skaven pull out the game. Awesome scrap right there. Awesome scrap, man. Oh, it says second stage? Okay, let me go ahead and fix that. Yeah. Let me go ahead and fix that. I'll fix it. This is third. These are third stage games, yeah. All right. The bravest and mightiest of warriors, indeed. Well, it was certainly a really fun game. I love the Knights of the Blazing Sun build. I mean, it could have worked, right? Like, I think if what's his name? If Volkmar hadn't gotten caught and taken such a huge beating and had been healthier in the late game, I think he would have been fine. But really, it came down to that. It was a good game. It was really fun. You know, the weapon teams got compromised really quick, but the Packmaster and the Hellion, look at that, 2,500 value in the Hellion, and the Packmaster got 3,376. Holy shit. Those are some high-performing Skaven. Weapon teams did like nothing, right? Like 16, 400, 129. You know, even the Globes didn't do too well with 863, but Yeah, it was a game. Well played. So let's go ahead and switch it on back. Here's the statistics for the tournament as it is right now. Human Boy is on the board, baby. And let me go ahead and update this. 1 second here, guys. Second group stages. No, group stages. Yeah, it's just my second stream, so it doesn't say group stages number 2. I just gotta, title that a little bit better. 1 sec, guys. Changing some settings here. Hey, we have a donation coming in. Sorry, I missed this one. From Scully. So we have a $20 donation from Ivan in the beginning. Thank you so much, Ivan. And then we had one from Scully as well during that game, actually. For $60. Scully, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. My apologies for missing that during the game. Scully686 coming in hot with the big old donation. All right, so we're going to be getting ready for the next match. The rubber match between these two fine gentlemen. The last game is going to be Vampire Coast versus Greenskins. Okay. Certainly a pretty common matchup that we see these days. A lot of Vampire Coast players do feel that they have a good matchup versus Greenskins, although I really disagree with that. I feel like Greenskins actually might even have a slight edge in this matchup, but that's just me. That is just me, indeed. Yeah, Morse Guitar's Hellion was very common when the DLC first came out. Yeah. Spoiler, Falcon's gonna win, and it's Stern's birthday. So today we actually are casting a series between from the Warhammer World Championship from Falcon and Imperator of Clan ODM. So certainly two of the top players in the tournament. They're both very, very good. So that'll be a fun one to cast for sure. All right. So let's go ahead and put the stats away for now. You can witness the Chuck Norris hot dogs, and let's load into Game 3 between these two fine gentlemen. Here you have it. So we got Vampire Coast facing off against Greenskin. Certainly a very good map for them. Open field. They can use artillery. They can really, manipulate that space quite well. We have Double Carronade, which I really agree with. Double Carronade is really good against Grom the Paunch. You just sit them both on Grom the entire game, and it really puts a lot of pressure on the Greenskins. Deck-hand mobs in the front, bombers in the second. So 1, 2, 3, 4 bombers, including the Hard Knock Life. Quad Cyrene as well as Shade Wraith Gunners. Pretty cool build here from Bilbo. And yeah, certainly has anti-infantry, has anti-large to shoot Grom. I dig it. Now for Human Boy. Human Boy coming in with the traditional Greenskins. Basically just a bunch of Night Goblins with a ton of archers. So yeah, 1 million archers. So Goblin archers, Russiers mixed with like 1 million Orc Arrow Boys. And you can see how effective the cannons actually already are against Grom the Paunch. This is something that I was playing a bunch of games with Aerocrastic, and we were trying to figure out how Vampire Coast could effectively deal with Grom, and even just bringing like a single cannon just to sit on him the entire game really actually does help out quite a bit. So on the flank here, Greenskins do also have Skirmishers, Morgubs, Magi Marauders, and Forest Goblin Spider Riders. That's the one thing that this build is a little bit light in. It doesn't really have a ton of backline dive, but again, the Jacka can really do a good job here. So Shade Wraith Gunners blasting into the Morgubs, Magi Marauders out here on the flanks. Certainly getting their pickles tickled pretty well as they try and circle around the back, but Shade Wraith Gunners should be able to nuke them down pretty quick, or at least discourage them to the point of breaking. So there is the Shade Wraith action. Let us see how this goes. So what do you guys think? Predictions, Greenskins Coast? Let us know in chat before the game really gets going. And we'll go from there. We'll go from there indeed. So yeah, the Greenskin Daka, this is really smart. Using a Brain Buster, using his Daka to just kind of pound out the bombers, and that really mitigates the damage that you will be taking on your infantry. So that's pretty brutal for sure. Usually in this matchup too, the Vampire Coast does go with like 2 or 3 Scurvy Dogs just to kind of dive the back line. And also Celestra is a somewhat common pick just to drop her Damned Knights Errant into the back line here of the Greenskins. But so far, a pretty devastating start here for Bilbo. His Zombie Pirate Gunnery mobs are just being massacred. I mean, that is a ton of Daka, man. And also the Sirens, if used correctly, the little Fanatic Goblins, does he have any? No, they're just basic. Okay. I was going to say, if those were actually Fanatics, they could use their Fanatic Ball and Chains to really actually take out the Sirens pretty quickly. Shade Wraith Gunners in the backfield doing a good job. They're able to kind of clean up the Greenskin skirmish, and Grom the Paunch appears to have been hiding in the hills, and now he's on his way back in. Now, a couple bombers do get into position, and at the very least, they are able to get a couple of good volleys before they go quietly into the night. Fanatic Ball and Chains are loose in the back. Let's see if they're able to hit anything. It looks like they tickle the pickle there, and an okay Brain Buster does hit the Sirens that are engaged in the front line. Wraithstorm also going down from Count Noctils. Ooh, look at this. It looks like both cannons actually switched on to the Orc Shaman. We're able to get some really big damage. Removing magic from the equation here for the Greenskins is actually a really strong play. And despite the Vampire Coast taking a ton of damage, they still were able to break through using their terror routes from the Sirens and also Count Noctilus. And the cannon fire has proven to be probably the strongest asset here for the Vampire Coast, as the Orc Shaman here has been getting shanked pretty bad. Noctilus comes in with his big Pimp Cane, and it looks like the Orc Shaman is probably going to shatter here. Yeah, so now there's no magic. That is a real big problem, because there still are many active Sirens on the battlefield, including these Sirens here in the backfield. as well as the Shade Wraith Gunners, who of course are ethereal. Granted, Shade Wraith Gunners only have like a theft like 2,000 HP, so pretty much anything can just kill them, even if they are ghostly. Grom the Paunch is now active once again. The cannons have switched onto the Paunch, and they're getting some decent damage. Melody Wallace, you're a role model caster. Keep it up. Hey, really appreciate that. Hope all is well with the cast you're working on, and thank you so much for the $5. We're here to stay. We're doing it. We're having a good time. Syrene's moving into the Orc Airboys again. Melody, really appreciate that donation. But the Greenskin Daka is heavily compromised in many areas. Grom the Paunch is going to have to get busy for sure. If the Greenskins could kind of somehow get to these cannons in the backfield, because those cannons really are doing some steady damage. I would imagine both cannons at this point probably up at about 1,000 value, and they're really kind of keeping Grom the Paunch on his feet. He's having to constantly dodge those shots. But now you can see really the lack of damage is pretty serious right here, as these Syrenes are getting invocations, and the Orc Airboys are having to fight in melee. Really good Wa, though, of course, is going to be giving a nice little boon to their combat stats. But these ladies are fighting the good fight. Shade Wraith Gunners, still pretty good on ammunition. Count Noctiluss in very, very good shape. Although Count Noctiluss does have to be careful. Some of the Vampire Coast Force does slightly overextend with the Syrenes and the deckhand mobs here, and the Greenskins are able to clean that up. And there are a lot of Greenskins here. There's a lot of archers left, and let's see what we have left for Coast, honestly. We got some Bombers, we got 2 units of Syrenes, both of which are pretty healthy. That is going to be probably the biggest issue for the Greenskins to try and take down. Count Noctiluss is still also at full health. That's not that big of an issue, because in the late game, if this does go to your traditional end game, Grom the Paunch is going to be able to potentially deal with that. Oh man, there's some car with some screwed up shit outside. You guys hear that? Oh man, that is a really high-pitched squeak. I'm sorry about that. Just pretend it's the call of the Syrenes summoning forth from the depths here. Anyways, Fanatics going down. Fanatics able to go through these Syrenes. Nice usage. The Fanatics, if I'm not mistaken, do magic damage, so that's pretty good. And where are the Fanatics? I'm trying to see where those ball and chains were coming from. Pretty sure these are just basic Night Goblins, but, that is what it is. Syrenes still fighting in the front once again. Night Goblins are terror-routed off. The fact that the Shade Wraith Gunners are online is pretty huge here for Vampire Coast. It does allow them to shoot into the Rusty Arrows and some of these units in the backfield here. And this is kind of what I was talking about. Grom the Paunch is actually really, really good at killing a Count Noctiluss, especially if he has his axe. It doesn't look like he does. And yeah, he's going to be forced back, right? Because the cannons are shooting at him. And yeah, Chaos Chosen are humans. Yes, correct. If you're talking about the lore. I believe they are humans. I don't think there's any like Chaos Greenskin Chosen or something. That'd be really interesting, though. You guys hear nothing? That's great. Because there was like some car with a squeaky transmission outside. Just sounded like it was having some sort of a disaster. But it's all gone now, so we're all good. Cannons continue to blast. It looks like the Greenskins were able to get back there with one Savage Orc Airboy. I'm not sure how they lost to that cannon crew, but I would imagine the Shade Wraith Gunners here for Bilbo Bagosh were able to kind of blast them off. And Shade Wraith Gunners are proving to be really good at just breaking off these loose Greenskin archers. And Syrenes, man, those invocations on the Syrenes are so brutal for the Greenskins, considering they don't have any more magic damage, right? I mean, outside of the little Fanatics. Maybe those are Fanatics. Shouldn't it say that, though? Like Night Goblin with the parentheses Fanatics? It's kind of a strange thing. Anyways, I suppose they were Fanatics. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, Coast looking to actually really be in a dominant position this game. The cannons were really effective at sniping the characters. And in the beginning of this game, I really, really thought that Bilbo was going to lose it pretty quickly, right? With the Greenskins annihilating their bomber line, I thought that they would just march in there and just kind of walk over them. But when Bilbo then responded by countering and shooting down the Orc Shaman, the only source of magic damage, in a build where Vampire Coast is rocking, freaking 4 Syrenes, it proved to be really, really strong, right? So we got some Savage Orc Airboys in the backfield. It looks like they finished off Carronade. Count Noctiluss is dueling your boy Grom, and it looks like Grom is going to waver due to army losses here and just break off, as the cannon's still really just putting some serious hurt. GG, well played. I feel like every time we've been seeing that matchup lately, we've been seeing the Vampire Coast lose it just pretty consistently. But well, I guess in the faction or the single faction tournament we just had, Vampire Coast did win it. So I guess that's not necessarily true 100%, but at least in my anecdotal experience. But yeah, killing this was the MVP play. Killing the caster opens up the Syrenes. Otherwise, there would have been Brainbusters, Fist of Gork, all sorts of stuff like that. Yeah, really weird to see no dogs and bats, but he still made it work. Shade Wraith got about 800 value. Cannons, yeah, 1700, 800 on this one. One of the bombers, a couple of them got like nothing, but the one that lived got like 1200 value. Crazy stuff. It pretty much paid for all of them, right? And Syrenes are just sticky and annoying, and yeah. GG, well played. So Bilbo does pull that one out, 2-1. Certainly a very good series between these two fine gentlemen. Let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up. Thanks again, Melody, for the donation, and Scully686 and Ivan. Appreciate it, guys. And so that's one of the games in the group stages. Of course, they basically are in a group with several other players, and they have to play everyone in their group, and the individuals with the best records do advance. Eventually, the tournament will switch to an elimination format at some point, once we get to the real late stages, but for now, it still is group stage. Pretty much the same as my Legendary Lords tournament, so Yeah, it was a great game for sure. It was a great game indeed. So now we can go here, and if you guys want to take a look at the stats and graphics for the second qualifier, so this is the third group stage we're in. This is from the second group stage, but nonetheless, the stats I think are quite interesting. So you guys can kind of get a little bit of a gander at those while I get the next game set up. Yes, yes. So next up, we will be having the Dark Lord Falcon facing off against Imperator. So we'll be loading into those games here. The first match is going to be Imperator on Bretonnia. No, Falcon on Bretonnia facing off against Imperator's Vampire Coast. After that, we have several more juicy best of threes for you guys, and should be good. No, the Greenskins did lose that game. Correct. They did lose that game indeed. This should be fun, though. The Dark King Falcon coming to try and claim the Warhammer World Championship. Immune to psychology is not unbreakable. Correct. It just makes you immune to terror effects. Routing is still possible. Yes, correct. Chaos Champions and Chosen have run. Yeah, I mean, Chaos Champions being unbreakable wouldn't make sense. Yeah. But being immune to psychology, I don't know. I don't really know. All right. You guys would have to let me know that. So checking the replays here. All right, looks fine. So now we have the Dark Lord Falcon against Imperator, two gentlemen who have pretty much consistently made it to my ECL Grand Finals. I mean, if we look at my current ECL season, which will be continuing on Monday or Tuesday. 1 second here. Let me go ahead and show you guys. So we'll go to the top 8. This is for my current ECL. These are the folks who've qualified for the Grand Finals. So you can see Falcon and Imperator are both individuals who have qualified, which is quite a bit of fun. So just a little bit of a factoid there as we prepare for this next battle. And looks good to me. All right. Here we go. Any reason that Greenskins are ranked? So Greenskins are really strong. Yeah, they're really, really good. They're a super common tournament pick, and rightfully so. I mean, they're just a great faction. A great faction indeed. All right, guys, so now we have the Dark Lord Falcon facing off against Imperator of Clan ODM. For Falcon, he's going to be on Bretonnia. His battle line is going to be peasant mobs backed by a couple archers. So in total, it looks like he has 2 archers, 2 field trebuchets in the backfield as well. Treb's going to be kind of shooting in. He's got Grail Knights, Knights Errant, and Knights of the Lionhearted, and on the other side, he's got Knights Errant, and more Knights Errant. So Grail Knights being his one powerful piece. Of course, it is going to be Fey double Paladins here, so we do have the 2 Paladins up in the sky, actually. Pretty cool stuff with the Fey Enchantress being on the ground. So Imperator is going to be playing the Vampire Coast. I was like the Bretonian Coast. I mean, technically they could land off the Bretonian Coast and go that direction, but it is going to be Celostra with a Cyrene Rush and a Crab Rush. So not going for like Queen Bess artillery play. Rather, it looks like he is going to be advancing here and getting ready to pressure in with a very, very pushy build, to say the least. So obviously Falcon is going to be looking for scraps, right? He's going to be looking for any openings in your army here, any zombie left slightly out of position, anything kind of hanging off the fringes of your formation. So it's really important, obviously, that Imperator is keeping everything together. He does have a Deepcaster, so Crab Summon and Tidecall. Tidecall, very good at killing peasant archers, and the Crab Summon is pretty good to drop on top of Bretonian Knights. So Tidecall and, in general, Celostra with Lore of the Deep has been making a bit of a comeback lately in terms of popularity, which I think is really, really cool. So here comes the zombies, man. They're moving and grooving and coming in to fight them Bretonians. The really annoying thing about fighting a Bretonian army like this is that it's so decentralized, especially if you have a blobby army like Vampire Coast has. Like, you can move in and fight the peasants, but like really, like there's a Treb over here, there's archers over here. It's not like you can just move in a very simplistic way and bunker bust their main formation. It's not like a spaghetti line with archers behind it. The way that Falcon is deployed is certainly very clever against factions like Vampire Coast. Against a swarming faction, it could be a weakness, but here it's quite strong. So here we get Knights Errant charging in. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow Falcon to potentially use Fey Enchantress to Mortis Engine if he wants to, but it looks like he's just going to pull back the Knights, just doing what poking damage he can here. Peasant archers in the backfield are shooting at Celostra, just trying to wear down the big crabby Patty Queen herself. And we do get Grail Knights charging in, but very nice play there by Imperator. He is actually able to get Celostra to turn around with the Lamprey's Revenge and is now countercharging the Grail Knights. Maybe could drop a summon on top of them, I'm not sure. The Damned Knights Errant here would be very, very powerful as well. But you kind of have to make sure you're actually able to kind of clean up the Grail Knights in the back before you do that, because they do magic damage, they'll kill the Knights Errant very quickly. Here comes the 2 Paladins from Falcon charging into Celostra once again, and the Grail Knights charging back in as well. Fey Enchantress in the meantime in the backfield is basically just annihilating this blob back here. The Zombie Pirate Polearms getting destroyed by the Cavalry and the Men-at-Arms, and the Fey Enchantress Mortis Engine really just applying a huge powerful effect. And it seems like Falcon was very on point, like expecting the Damned Knights Errant, so he just keeps these reserve cav in the back, who can hold them back all day. It's a relatively even fight. So Crab Summon's going down as well. This is a very, very important fight here in the middle. The Grail Knights are taking a bit of damage, but, Falcon winning this blob here is very, very powerful, right? These Prometheans are at about half health. These polearms are going to be going down, and as long as the Fey Enchantress is alive in the late game, the Sirens aren't really going to be a threat. The Fey Enchantress Mortis Engine is clearly a very efficient way to kind of drag those bad boys down. So Trebuchet still shooting in. We do have crossfire from the Peasant Archers, one firing here and one firing here as well. It looks like they're still just going into Solastra, and of course there's no healing in this build. There's no invocation, so just kind of focusing down the Krabby Patty is not a bad idea. We haven't seen too many Tide Calls yet. Tide Call could again be used on these Pox arrows, and it, in many ways can like one-shot those units, but it even looks like the Trebuchets of Bretonnia are shooting at the Crab, and okay, it looks like Imperator is going for a gunning opportunity, going after the Fey Enchantress, trying to Crab Slap her. She doesn't have too much support nearby. It looks like it's mostly Vampire Coast Prometheans and some Deckhand mobs. And there is going to be a Crab Summon right here. Okay, this is pretty big for Impy. If he's able to lock down a Fey Enchantress with a Crab Summon and just circle beat here, that could potentially give him the game. That is a very, very strong play. Now, how will Falcon respond? Here we do have the Prometheans and Sirens still kind of running rampant, pushing towards the backfield, and a Tide Call going in and really effectively disrupting that peasant line. Not doing a ton of model kills, but doing a fair amount of HP damage and really buttering them up for later. But the Fey Enchantress is surrounded. She is taking quite a bit of work. There are polearms there with the anti-large, and it looks like she's almost not even trying to escape. She's kind of staying the course here. That is certainly some supreme confidence from the lady, as the Paladin does enter the fray. He's going to be giving the Guardian to her, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, she's getting Guardian, which won't help against the Sirens, but it will help against like the Crabs and some of the big monsters. But Bretonnia has Weather the Summons. Here you can see the Peasant Mob Archers are now shooting in. The Crab Summons, which were summoned on top of the Fey Enchantress, didn't actually do that much to her. And it looks like they're going to be dissipating quite soon. And the rest of the Crab army is being taken down by the Knights of the Lionhearted, as well as the Grail Knights, who in open field with a good charge bonus really are punishing these Crabs. Lamprey's Revenge down to 7 models, man. And it looks like the Sirens also just got Mortis Engine down. That constant Mortis effect is so damn good against Sirens. It almost makes me wonder about the Siren pick in this matchup against like the prevalence of Fey Enchantress. But yeah, I'd actually be quite curious too to see the Trebuchet value, because it looks like the Vampire Coast blob was not able to stand up to the Bretonian Coast. So that is it. GG, well played. Falcon claiming game 1 here in the series against Imperator. Certainly a fun match. Forza Lady, as you guys would say. But the Fae, let's see, yeah, 2,500 value on Fae is pretty insane. I mean, she's a healer character. Like, she always gets so much damage. It's insane. That's from her Mortis Engine, just straight up killing Sirens. Like, it's so damn good. 1,300 on the Grails, and the Trebs, even the Trebs did okay. They were just shooting the Crabs the whole time, but yeah, it's kind of tricky for Vampire Coast. I've been kind of struggling with this matchup. I really struggle to deal with the Fey Enchantress, but typically I prefer a defensive formation. But again, I'm not going to question Imperator. He's a better player than I am, for sure, but yeah, against Fey Enchantress, I question the triple Siren pick. That would be my only criticism, because I feel like she's just going to Mortis Engine them to oblivion, and it's going to be nasty. Bretonnia is a really strong faction, yeah. Yeah, Fey Enchantress is just built different. Yeah, it's very true. Very, very true indeed. Yeah, Bretonnia's amazing, for sure. They're really strong. I got to start playing Bretonnia. They're just so powerful. All right, guys, and that is game 1 in this best of 3 series, so let's go ahead and get ready for game 2 between Falcon and Imperator. We'll update these score plates as well. And there we go. It is updated. And all is good. Falcon requires a nerf. Yes. Yes, he does. All right, one sec here. Perfect. And now we will switch to the second game, which is going to be Imperator on Tomb Kings and Falcon on the Sons of Sigmar. So, I always perceived Falcon as a bit of an elf player, right? But now he looks like he's coming to the human side here. He's been playing the Empire and Bretonnia in this best of 3. Pretty wild, for sure. Would you say that Vampire Coast has been nerfed too much? I don't know, Manuel. It's hard for me to say. I'd have to play a little bit more with them. Because since I've come back to, I was pretty much gone for 2 weeks. Since I've come back, I haven't been playing myself as much. I played a couple tournament matches with Zero last night, and it was really good to get the rust off, man. Because I feel like I've lost most of my really, solid ability, but it's coming back slowly. So I played against him, played a couple other matches, but I'll let you know my thoughts. We're getting back. We're getting the juices flowing once again. All right, so let's go ahead and get in here. And that looks good. Very solid indeed. So for the forces of Imperator, very much an aggressive rush. He's got the Nehekar horsemen, or warriors actually, who do pretty good against stage troopers. They should, I'm not sure how they fight head-to-head against flagellants. They're both more or less unbreakable. He's got an Ushabti battle line with a couple skeleton archers, a single chariot, Cetra the Imperishable. But yeah, it's really like a very anti-infantry army, which is interesting against Empire, who typically has mobility, artillery, as well as cavalry. But yeah, he does have the Ushabti, the Nehekar warriors, and Cetra in the back here with skeleton chariot as well. So for Falcon, he's coming in with Outrider grenade launchers, which already are splashing some good damage. And oh man, Falcon so ruthless. A huge burning head's just going to roast those archers. Nasty, nasty hobbitses. That did so much damage, man. He's got triple Outriders as well. Outriders, of course, hit really hard against armor, and Tomb Kings do have a ton of great Outrider targets. Looks like that Burning Head even kind of tickles the pickle of these Nehekara warriors. His battle line's going to be Sigmar Sons and Flagellants. Double Great Cannon here in the backfield, it looks like, with, it looks like, I think, a Paladin, or no, excuse me, an Empire Captain. Oh, very cool. But so far, Falcon off to a very, very dominant start. Here you can see that the Empire Knights, you know, causing a little bit of a, skirmish, trying to lure out the Ushabti to get shot down by the Huntsmen, not Huntsmen, but by the Outriders. And Outrider's doing some devastating damage as well. Clearly a very, very early advantage for Falcon, killing one archer outright instantly, and also getting some pretty substantial skirmish damage with his grenade launchers on top of the Nehekara warriors. So the Empire Knights do actually take the charge against the Ushabti. Ushabti, don't have great melee attack. It's only 23 against the 28 melee defense of Empire Knights. So, Empire Knights on the charge can actually do pretty well here. Although I think if they stayed and fought to the bitter end, it probably would be better for the Ushabti. Right here, Marcus Wolfhart does drop a net. Oh, brutal. So the Huntsman's snare does go down. Marcus misses the broadside of a barn right in front of him. The greatest Huntsman the Empire's ever seen, my ass there. But nonetheless, he is going to keep shooting at Cetra. Cetra is getting focused down by the Outriders. And now the Tomb Kings are going to be reaching the front line, right? So a little bit of an attempt to disrupt the backfield here from these Nehekara horsemen here. But it looks like some Empire Knights and Halberds were able to force them off. And the cannon crews should be getting back online here in a moment. And Marcus heard me talking some shit, so he's able to rip a big shot and actually finally hit Cetra. And the Outriders are now going to be pulling back, and the State Troopers will be advancing up to fight against the Nehekara warriors and these different troops. And it looks like the Incantation of Desiccation going down from Cetra. Pretty good usage there by Imperator. It hits the Empire Knights and the Sigmar Sons, a fair amount of troops, really giving the Tomb Kings an advantage in the frontline fight. But the problem is that Marcus is here, and Falcon has developed a huge firing concave right here, right? So they're just going to be shooting and blasting, man, in the words of the great Danny DeVito. All three Outriders just nuking Cetra, and that is pretty painful for sure. Marcus does have this Paladin nearby. Not Paladin, the Great Empire Captain. I'm so used to not seeing them. I see Paladins, but just getting a little bit confused here. But yeah, Cetra's got to be careful, man. He's dangerously close to serving here, as he is being focused pretty hard. Fireball coming in, good to be triggering that fun Kindle Flame and doing a little bit of extra damage. But I honestly think Cetra's going to be going down here. Imperator does have some semi-tactical reserve units. He's got some swordsmen, some Nehekara horsemen back here. I think he needed to be a little bit more patient, maybe get them in and around the flank. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean, against Falcon, it's just always so stressful, right? But the Cetra taking a lot of firepower. Empire Captain going in there. Another burning head here from your boy Falcon. Oh, brutal stuff. Goes through the archers and also just destroys a spearman unit outright. The burning heads have been so good this game. And like, honestly, without those burning heads, this game would be a whole different game, right? But Cetra's on the run. He's got about 300 HP. Doesn't really have too many means of healing. Outriders with some nasty, nasty concave fire. And the Empire Captain moving in a grooving, man. Being rode down by some horsemen. But Cetra has fallen into the bushes there. And now I think it's only a matter of time before the Empire, having its leadership core intact, wins the game. And with that, Imperator does withdraw. GG, man. GG indeed. Brutal, brutal burning heads here by the Dark Lord Falcon. Nasty stuff. 1200 value there from killing 2 units outright. The Outrider play was really good as well. Pretty cool build, and you have plenty of anti-infantry too. You have the grenade launchers, you have the Empire Knights, you have, the Sigmar Sons, and then the Burning Heads, right? So that's kind of the thing, right? When you're making a build like this, you want to check your boxes. How do you kill infantry? Okay, against Tomb Kings, Burning Head, Flagellant, Sigmar Sons, Empire Knights, and grenade launchers. Okay, you got that covered. How do you kill monsters? Well, Great Cannon, Triple Outrider, Marcus. Boom. It's like a nice, well-rounded build that checks all of its boxes, which is a really important principle in army building. Unless you're really trying to go all in. If you know somebody's like a Lotus Moon player and they're going to be like kiting you, for example, like that style of play, then yeah, typically though, you want to do that. Carrot Shell, it's been a week. Keep talking and take my money. I got you, Carrot Shell. We're going, man. We're going. We're doing it to it. All right, so let's update the scoreboard there. So clearly Falcon going to be a very scary force to be reckoned with here in this tournament, representing Bretonnia and the Sons of Sigmar, and his 2 matches here against Imperator of Clan ODM. But just because Imperator lost this doesn't mean that he's been eliminated. Of course, he will have the opportunity to win his other group stage games and then advance that way, because I'm pretty sure there's a couple still advancing from each group. So yes. Yeah, the Tomb Kings can definitely... I always felt this matchup was a little bit Empire favored myself. Not like super crazy, but I had that feeling. Yeah. So let's go ahead and jam over here. All right. I'm just going to delete the replays that I already went through just so I don't accidentally open them once again. So we'll hang tight, guys. Take a little water break and yeah, let's just chat, man. How you guys doing? Life treating you all right? Hope so. Going to be playing a 40K game soon. Very excited for that. It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. Whenever I hear that, it reminds me of that. You guys remember the Star Trek with what's his name? Scott Bakula. It's like the first Voyager one. I think it's Voyager. I can't remember. It's the one with like the first adventure Enterprise. Yeah, Star Trek Enterprise. Yeah. You remember the intro song for that? Oh my god. That was like the most annoying, ridiculous. But then eventually you like it, and it's like, I remember I was watching Star Trek, that Star Trek series, and I would always like complain when the intro came on because Lady Turin would be in the room, and then eventually like once we got to like season like 5 or 6, I was like singing along with it. You know, it's one of those things, man. It's one of those things, which is crazy. All right, very good. It's been a long time. Getting from here to there. Yeah. It's so funny. Long Dead Poet. Setra has got a couple unique abilities. He does have the Wrath of Petra to get out of blobs, and he also does have this sword. I mean, Setra brings other things to the table for sure. Yeah. Yeah, definitely Melody. I gotta learn. I mean, I played one game of 9th edition, and I'm playing in a tournament, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So it should be quite interesting. Michael says, hey Turin, I was listening to your recent King of the Hill and heard something about not being able to stream Heroes of Might and Magic. Yeah, I can. I can stream it, but I just can't have the music on. Yeah. So I'll be streaming it again. I just have to have the music off because I keep the original composers of the Might and Magic soundtrack are like copyright flagging people for using literally just playing the game on YouTube and you know, having the soundtrack play in the background. So I have to play without sound, which really sucks. But yeah. I think Enterprise has a really long, weird episode of Quantum Leap. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like playing on Tabletop Simulator for 40k. I really don't like it. All right, so next up here, let's go ahead and move back here. What series do we want to cast? We have a bunch of great, man, this is such a fun thing because we get so many great replays. So now let us do a series between Valkanos of Clan RTK facing off against Ulrich Meister. So the first game between these two gentlemen is going to be Norska against Skaven. I haven't seen Norska too much. I think this should be fun. Valkanos, of course, is a Norscan main as well as a Vampire Count main. Yeah, Vampire Counts, I think. Yeah. That music is legit, I know. Yes. Yeah, so I'm going to be playing Death Guard. I have a good list. I'm thinking of running like a Terminator heavy list with like 2 Blightlord Terminator units, Death Shroud. Because I really love Terminators. I love zombie hordes, but I'm kind of tired of moving around that many models. And plus, in 8th edition, when they came into 9th edition, they nerfed like horde armies a little bit by making like the unit cohesion rules a little bit tougher. So yeah, in general, that's my jam. I'll keep you guys posted though. All right, so Valkanos versus. I need to get that like versus sound effect. Valkanos versus Ulrich. Let's load into the battle here. There we are. Let's fix the nameplate so it looks a little bit nicer. There we go. That should be fine. All right, guys. It's time. It is time indeed. So if we take a look here at the forces of the Norskins who are going to be led by Valkanos. And if you guys haven't seen Valkanos over on his YouTube, yeah, on Blast Rules too. There was a lot of things, Melody, for sure. But if you haven't seen Valkanos, he's actually a really solid content creator. He runs a YouTube channel and he does cast. He's been covering the Warhammer World Championship like an absolute beast. So if you guys are really interested in following the Warhammer World Championship as well as great multiplayer commentary, I would highly recommend checking out Valkanos' channel, which if we have any mods I could link to that, that'd be greatly appreciated. He is playing Norska right now. So got Marauders in the front, Marauders in the back, and it looks like it is going to be double Manticore with Throg the Troll King, and we do also have a Shaman Sorcerer of Fire with Burning Head and Fireball to boot. A couple Condom Wolves on the flank, actually opting to go with Armored Condom Wolves, which is interesting. I'm curious about the application of armor in this matchup. I guess against like Clan Rat Spheres, Skaven Slave Spheres, it makes them very, very durable, whereas normally like Chaff Spears can kind of work down Condom Wolves. And also in the backfield, Valkanos has left a couple of Marauder Berserkers deep here in the backfield. I think doing that on purpose, not as a tactical reserve, probably to try and keep them away from Poison Wind Mortars initially while the cheaper units do advance. So now for his opponent, Ulrich here. Ulrich coming in with Council Guard. We do have a Gracier Plague, a Hellpit Abomination to fight the Condom Wolves, Warp Lightning Cannon, Rattling Gunners. Oh yeah, Rattling Gunners. Talk dirty, man. And it looks like Globes and some Warp Grinders as well. 2 Warp Grinders. Now, the one thing that I think is really missing from this Skaven army actually is Wolf Rats. Wolf Rats are really exceptional at chasing punishing Mancores for landing poorly, for countercharging Norskin Warhounds when they kind of dive into your back line. And also Wolf Rats and, numbers can do quite well against Skin Wolves and other targets like that. So I'm pretty sure this is Ulrich. Yeah, it's a different player. Ulrich Rahl is in a different group, if I'm not mistaken. So Norska is advancing in. You can see the Marauders are taking quite a pounding, being focused by the Rattling Gunners as well as by the Globadiers. So one unit of Marauders probably is going to be busted off here pretty damn quick. But the Rattling Gunners are partially obstructed, a little bit behind those Council Guard, which is slightly unfortunate. And now Throg the Troll King going to be moving in, going for the Rattling Gunners with the friendly fire on the Grey Seer. Oh, that's brutal. But nonetheless, Throg does get in there doing some solid damage, but this is a very, very risky dive here for Valkanos. He does get caught in the Seismic Snare as well as the Warpquake, and the Teethbreakers are really unleashing some brutal firepower, and the Assassin as well is going to be prison shanking Throg to pretty good effect. So we'll see if he's punished for it. I mean, Throg does have regeneration, which is quite nice. He does also use the Wintertooth Crown, and Norska with a nice burning head going right down the front line, going through the Plague Monk summon, as well as the Clan Rats there, Skaven Slaves actually, which is going to allow those Marauders to kind of segue into the back line. In the meantime, the Norskin Berserkers are not quite here yet, but they're on their way. I wonder if that was a mistake on deployment, if they got left that far back. A little bit hard to say. Now on the backfield, we do have a Manticore going after. It is a true Manticore, and it is going to be fighting on the Warp Lightning Cannon, but the Clan Rats are doing an okay job of keeping that thing at bay. But the Norskin Warhounds have now moved in, and of course they will be snared down by the Warpquake, but we will see if Norska is going to be able to kind of take down this backline situation. The other Manticore is also going after the Grey Seer Plague, and Norska is still trying to pile in, but Throg has been pretty badly beaten here, down to about 60%, and is going to be forced back here. So Skin Wolves with armor moving in after the Globadiers, so we'll see if the armor makes a substantial difference over the course of this game. Here comes the Hellpit Abomination, which of course has great armor piercing values and should be able to lay quite a spanking here on these Condom Wolves. Although Balance of Power, even though Throg is quite damaged, it appears that Norska has done a pretty good job collapsing this flank. Warp Grinders and the supporting Clan Rats are taken down here, and now it looks like Norska, with a pretty powerful blob here, is going to be moving in here on the eastern flank of the Skaven army and preparing to try and get onto those Teethbreakers, I would imagine. And Throg, once again, with the absolute champ here, getting in here and fighting that Hellpit Abomination. Risky for sure, but, there is Berserker support coming in. Berserkers do hit really hard. 58 weapon strength, and the Rattling Gunners with brutal shots into Throg. He is getting wasted. Yeah, down to 3,100. That regeneration proving to be quite clutch here. And Ulrich also with a nice play of getting that Assassin in there. And the Assassin is going after the Shaman Sorcerer. Should be able to kill him fairly quickly. Shaman Sorcerers are not great in combat, and that is not going to be the prettiest situation. So the Manticore in the back looks like they were able to shut down the Warp Lightning Cannon. Throg once again being focused on by the Rattling Gunners, getting to a dangerous amount of health. He looks like he's at about 1,900 right now. And the Marauder Berserkers and company still going in. Hellpit Abomination getting a little bit low, though, and Norska actually pulling ahead. As the Javelins move in, the Assassin does take out the Shaman Sorcerer of Death, but yeah, it looks like the Skaven have really lost a lot of their backfield, though. And yeah, the Javelins actually kill the Hellpit Abomination, which is really, really nice. And yeah, now there's a really nice Warp Grinder play as well from the Skaven, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Norska swarming on top of all of the Poison Wind Globadiers here, and Throg just eating those bullets like a champion this game, man. Yeah, Jay Phoenix, I was mentioning earlier, if somebody could link to Valkanos' channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Of course, I'm sure he's casting his own perspective, and also has been casting a lot of other games. Please do link to his channel, for sure. So Fireball cast going down here from the Shaman Sorcerer of Fire. It does hit the Grey Seer, putting him down to about 1089 HP. But I think this game's a bit of a foregone conclusion here. I think it's over. The Assassin play was quite nice. The Rattling Gunner play on Throg was good, but the Infantry and the Warp Lightning Cannon and many of the other assets were taken out pretty quickly. And your boy Valkanos is going to be claiming victory here in his first match in the Group 3. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. So let's look. Throg Daddy, what a champ, huh? He probably didn't get crazy good value, but you know what? Throg survived. And yeah, the build's good. Armored Condom Wolves appeared to have survived. The Manticore summons were quite strong, and yeah. One sec, guys. Wookie is barking. He probably needs something, so I'm gonna go check on him. Here's Valk's channel. It's not a hyperlink. I'm sorry. Hey, no worries, Jay Phoenix. And yeah, the Skaven army. I thought, the Rattling Gunners only ended up getting 1,000 value, but in all honesty, I'd probably cut Rattling Gunners. Yeah, I don't know. The Rattling Gunners and the Warp Lightning Cannons are good. I would probably keep that and find a way to get some Wolf Rats in here. Like 3 Wolf Rats are so huge. They actually kill Manticores and big monsters really quickly, as long as they're not the ones being focused, and they can actually chase down Skin Wolves and they can deal with Javelins. I think you need some Wolf Rats in this army for it to be a little bit more effective. So let's update the score plate here, and that's 1-0. And now, my friends, we'll be moving on to the next game. So give me a quick minute. I'm going to make sure Wookie's all good, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Hope you're doing well. Little Wookie being a diva. So Lola, our other dog, which is like a terrier chihuahua mix. Holy shit, while I was gone, Grim Soka with a fat $100 donation. Damn, I'm sorry I missed that. It's your boy Grim here. Let the blood flow, bro. We are. Holy shit, man. Grim Soka with a massive donation. Let's hear a round of applause there. Damn. Grim, hope you're doing well. Hope the open roads are treating you nice and fine. And again, really appreciate that. That is mega generous, Grim. Thank you so much. Yeah, so what happened was Wookie has this like little bed that our other dog stole from him. And, you know, obviously he's not strong enough to get her off the bed. So, and the other dog, you know, Lola has her own bed there. So basically she was just being rude and taking Wookie's favorite bed. So I had to go and kind of change it up and put them both in their little spots, which is pretty funny. Grim Soka, thank you so much. Yeah, that's mega generous. And I really hope you're doing well over there. So next game, it's going to be game two between Valkanos and Ulrich Meister. Is going to be Tomb Kings versus Greenskins. So Valkanos on Greenskins and Ulrich on the Tomb Kings. Oh no, Grim. Oh well, you say it with a smiley face, so I hope it's a good thing. I hope it's a good thing. It's crazy how low Coast pick rate is, almost like B-Spin. Yeah. Not a lot of people play Coast these days, for sure. They're pretty uncommon. Yeah. Pretty uncommon indeed. So here we are. The dog drama is indeed quite legit. They are difficult little beasts, but we love them. And that looks good. Yeah, it should be appearing here. I'm not sure why it wouldn't. All right, perfect. So guys, now we have Valkanos up 1-0 here in this best of 3 series between Ulrich Meister. For Valkanos going with the dreaded tournament pick here. Oh man, Samurai Warrior. Hey Turin, what do you think about the graphic? It's amazing. Dude, it's so awesome. I'm really excited to see the stat graphics as we get to the later group stages to see how different they are with the highest level of competition compared to like the kind of mid-level competition like we're seeing right now. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Grim says, I'm an instructor now and I just teach now, so I'm home every day. Oh, hell yeah, dude. That sounds like it's better. Yeah. That sounds like it's a great deal. So for the forces here of the Greenskins, we have Orc Boys as well as, oh my god, the dreaded Quad Stone Troll, Grom the Paunch, Giant River Troll Hag. So this is like what I like to call in Magic the Gathering, a good stuff build. It basically is just all the Greenskin good stuff. You have Grom, you have Stone Trolls, you have Spider Rider Archers. It doesn't matter what matchup you're in, just bring those things and you'll more or less do relatively well. So there you go, guys. That is the army for the Greenskins. But all jokes aside, Stone Trolls are pretty good against Constructs. Grom is just an unholy terror who happens to be able to duel pretty well. And Spider Riders are just good for contesting the skirmish game and diving Ushapti Great Bows and different things like that. So in reality, it's just a bunch of good units. And for the Tomb Kings here in Ulrich Meister, looks like Spirit Leeches are going down from the Giant River Troll Hag. He is going to be sniping the Screaming Skull Catapults. We do have Spears, we got Cetra, double Tomb Guard Halberd in the secondary line to help buffer against Stone Trolls, and double Sepulchral Stalkers as well. All right, very, very cool, man. Very, very cool indeed. Yeah, you know, a lot of people used to say Coast is overpowered because Anticity would just win all the faction wars with him, but I always said during those faction wars, it's not just Coast. Anticity is a really, really good player with a massive amount of understanding for that faction. Because again, I think when the average player plays Vampire Coast, it's nowhere, you know, they do not perform that well. Whereas there are some factions that you can put an average player on, like Greenskins, for example. And I think like there will be a discrepancy between the higher level players, but you know, just getting Stone Trolls and infantry and you know just moving up can be pretty effective, right? So that's just kind of my perception. You know, some factions have a higher skill ceiling, and you know, just like in StarCraft and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, Spirit Leech is going down on the Screaming Skull Catapults, and the Orc Boys going to be moving in against the Spearmen. They should have a fine fight there. Granted, Cetra the Imperishable is going to be coming in and bulldozing through these Orc Boys. Yeah, they take a little bit of damage there. And Cetra does overextend though, and this could be a pretty catastrophic play here for Ulrich. If he does get mithered, for example, and just gets trapped here, Wrath of Betrayal will do some nice little AoE damage and maybe clear an exit. Oh, looks like it was able to get away. That could have been a disaster if the Stone Trolls had gotten a proper surround. It could have been a little bit of a dicey situation for sure. So over here on the flank, we do have the Forest Common Spider Rider Archers battling the Skeleton Horsemen. Skeleton Horsemen, of course, will lose that fight due to the poison, especially with some Stone Trolls nearby. So this is a bit of a problem, right? Because what's going to happen is these Horsemen will go down, and then this Greenskin Blob is going to be able to kill those Sepulchral Stalkers pretty easily. Over here, we do have the other Sepulchral Stalkers who appear to be ripping some shots into the Orc Boys, but Sepulchral Stalkers, oh no. I'm a Protoss main. Melody Walls. I main Protoss. They're my best faction for sure. But I do think that Protoss are easier to play than Zerg, like any day of the week. I played a lot of games. I was a master level StarCraft player, and like when I would go and like play Protoss and then go and like play Zerg for a couple months, I was like, yeah, no, Zerg are way harder to play than Protoss. That's just my 2 cents. Terran or somewhere in the middle, I would say. I would say probably the easiest faction to play in StarCraft is Protoss, though. At least in StarCraft 2. I'm not talking about Brood War and the older titles, but anyways, a subject for another day. A subject for another day. So Stone Trolls here with a big old wah going down. The 8-peak loonies also wad up. Certainly going to be a lot of stopping power, and just like we predicted here on the flank, now the Sepulchral Stalkers are going to be getting killed by the Stone Trolls, as well as the Spider Riders, who will apply that poison there. Very, very nasty combination. And back in the epicenter of combat, you know, Grom the Punch has taken a little bit of damage, but he is being focused down by the Ushabti Great Bow. And the Stone Trolls, you know, despite some of them getting a little bit kind of fickle on leadership, they're still, you know, holding the course. And I don't know if there's any like Skeleton Horsemen or Nehekar Horsemen, so even if the Chim Kings do bunker bust this center position of Stone Trolls, which we have 11, we have 9, we do also have 9 here, I think, you know, they're just going to come back, and it's going to be a problem. I guess we do have a couple Skeleton Horsemen in the backfield, which if they were able to break the Stone Trolls, and that really is going to be the recipe for success here. The Tomb Kings are doing a decent job of focusing down the Stone Trolls in the pocket. Really good positioning here from Ulrich on his Sepulchral Stalkers, shooting into the Stone Trolls and these different units here. Also, he's got Tomb Guard Halberds moving up, so there's a lot actually going for the Tomb Kings here in this fight. Despite the bounce of power being a little bit greenskin favored, I would say they still have some teeth in this fight. If they're able to effectively chase off the Trolls after they break them, I think that is going to be potentially a win condition here, right? So now these Skeleton Horsemen, which are a little bit kind of discombobulated here on the flank, they need to move up and around and chase down these Stone Trolls, because look, the bounce of power is going back into the favor here of the Tomb Kings. But that's only because the Trolls are broken. So if these 3 Stone Trolls just regenerate and come back, then that pretty much will give the Greenskins the game, in my opinion. Looking over here on the far side of the battlefield, we do have the Sepulchral Stalkers, as prophesized, being taken to Pound Town, or Pound Land, as they do in the UK. And a nice play here also. Cetra the Imperishable does chase the Hag off the battlefield, but on that same note, now Cetra isn't going to be back here to kind of help out in these particular fights, as the last of the Chim King's infantry does kind of bump and grind there. So yeah, I love playing Protoss. Protoss was so cool. One of my favorite cinematics was the StarCraft 2. I enjoyed Wings of Liberty the most of all the StarCraft games, the first one. But the cinematic for the third game with the Protoss like trying to reclaim Ire was like probably one of the coolest cinematics of all time. Just so badass when that like Zealot was like shield bashing like with his shield the Banelings, and then like the Archon just like choke slamming the Ultralisk. It was just like, holy shit, man. That was so good. So good. So anyways, guys, Sepulchral Stalkers getting taken out here. Now you can see the bounce of power really is getting Greenskin favored, as they are just, you know, the Trolls are coming back. And just like we talked about, you know, the only one Stone Troll was effectively chased down here. The other ones all came back and are just healing and generating perpetual value. They're so tough to take down. But again, if you are playing against Greenskins, that is your win condition. If you break the Stone Trolls and chase them down, you will win the game. If you don't chase them down and they come back and heal, you're probably going to lose the game. And it looks like Cetra's coming back, but a little too late. Grom also does give immune to psychology to nearby units, so the Stone Trolls will not be able to be terror routed by Cetra. And I don't think he has any support. I mean, look at this. Spider Riders, man, so cost effective. These little annoying spiders are poisoning the constructs here, dragging them down. It's just value city, man. So Cetra does move in. Wrath of Petra sending one last message here into the deep, as the Stone Trolls with Degraduns is here, certainly going to be hitting like raid bosses, and Cetra is going to be, you know, circle beaten for sure. Circle beaten for sure. Yes. And that appears to be it, my friends. The Stone Trolls, though they don't have anti-large, still have really good general armor-piercing damage, and they do drag down Cetra the Imperishable, and that will be all she wrote. That will be all she wrote. Hey, Grimsoka, thanks again for that donation, man. Yeah, and it's a good stuff build. You know, Stone Trolls are great if you can't chase them down. I mean, I thought the army was kind of cool in principle. Like, in theory, this army has a ton of answers for Stone Trolls with the double Halberd, double Stalker. I think positioning was a little bit off on one of the Stalkers, too. Like, that Stalker should have been a little bit tighter in. I think having some Nehekar Horsemen, too, would have been super valuable to kind of counter-skirmish and kind of control the battlefield more, because against a build like this that doesn't contest the mobility game, you need to have something like... I mean, I guess there are 4 Skeleton Horsemen Archers. Yeah, it's hard to say, but yeah, it was a tricky pickle. Ushabti Great Bows did really good. Really, really good. Yeah, 2,000 value on them. Some of the Stalkers did okay. Losing that Stalker across, and you know, Cetra did chase off that that Hag, which was good, but maybe he should have stayed in the center and just like helped to dominate the troll fight. I don't know. Fabian Roth, what's my opinion on Game of Thrones? Well, I love the books. I liked the show up until the final season, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, final season was pretty terrible. Pretty terrible indeed. Am I streaming in 1040p? I don't know. No, I think I'm just 1080. I'm not sure. But no, I'm glad to hear they're sharp. That's a good sign. So Valkanos does win that series 2-0. Well played to him. Awesome games. An absolute beast for sure. And now we'll be moving on to the next match. Here's some statistics from the previous round in the tournament. We are, of course, in Group Stage 3, which is going to feature higher level competition. So it'll be a little bit different as we progress, but nonetheless, we'll keep going. Now, did I hear whispers of dwarves? Do we want to see some dwarves? The next best of 3 series we have is going to be between Grombrindle of the SOTM clan, Sons of the Mountain, the Dwarvish clan. And he's going to be facing off against Iskandar Two-Horned and the Warriors of Chaos in the first game. So Dwarves vs. Chaos. Should be fun. Should be fun indeed. No Kane. I'm holding it back. I've already had that rant so many times here on the channel. You know, I feel like we don't need it. I mean, you guys all understand. You guys watched Season 8. Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible indeed. Yes, let's put our trebuchets in front of our battle lines and let the enemy swarm over them quickly. Yeah, I mean, the rest of this... my favorite character in Game of Thrones is the Hound, though, for sure. Sandor Clegane, hands down my favorite character. All right, so let's go ahead and load into these replays and get ready for the next best of 3 today. They've wronged us! Satisfy the grudge! Oh my god, this build from Grombrindle is just over the top, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so ridiculous. Holy shit, man. All right, well, hopefully you guys are got your seatbelts fastened on. All right. So now, my friends, be loading into the next battle. Let me see who is in charge here. So we got Chaos versus... All right. So Chaos is going to be Iskandar. And he is facing off against Grombrindle, the dwarf. The dwarf man himself. And here we go. So, my friends, for the forces of the Warriors of Chaos, who are going to be led by Iskandar, we do have a big old battle line of Chaos Marauders, Marauder Great Weapons. Prince Sigvald is pretty good against dwarves, and honestly, even though you would think an armor-piercing duelist would beat him, he usually trades super well with many of the dwarf lords, so... Yeah, Arya was really, really cool. I liked her as a character, but I really didn't like the whole plot line with her and the Night King in the final. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Prince Sigvald, we got a bunch of Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, double chariots, and double manticore. Certainly plenty of anti-air, so this build does have the tools to deal with gyrocopter spam via the throwing axes and double manticores. And again, just cost-effective armor-piercing infantry and chariots. Just the old classic formula here against the Dowie with the Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows. And now for the dwarf box of boxes. Oh my god, it's going to be a Thorgrim box. So we got Norgimling's Ironbreakers with Slayers, an Organ Gun in the middle of the box, Ekron's Miners, and then double Gyro Bomber and double Gyrocopter with Brimstone Gun. This build is just so haggard in so many ways. Oh my goodness, look at this magic. Are the nameplates reversed? Let me go ahead and double check here. It shouldn't be. Let me go ahead and actually pause this for a second and fix the nameplate, because Grombrindle's name is just... No, the nameplates are indeed in the correct spots. Yes, they are. So the Gyrocopters moving in. Obviously, the Marauder Horsemen are going to be hot on their tails. In total, there are 4 Gyrocopters and only 2 Flyers. So with proper control, probably what you do, honestly, is just get your Organ Gun, which I think he's doing right now, and just focus down the Marauder Horsemen. If you can kill those, then you have 4 Gyrocopters facing off against basically 2 Manticores, which should be a winning situation. You should be able to kind of kite and do your business there. So yeah, nasty damage coming in here on the Marauder Horsemen. As they pull back, the Organ Gun really is quite effective against cavalry units. Organ Guns really can be quite fun against Bretonnia and a couple other factions that like to bring heavy cavalry in the matchup. It is a dwarf box. Thorgrim is pretty good for dwarf boxes. He has good mass, so he can actually block up characters. And on top of that, Thorgrim does have the Great Book of Grudges, which does give 9 melee attack and a very big aura, 55. So the entire dwarf box is going to be getting a melee attack buff, which is quite scary for sure. But, Chaos hasn't taken too much damage on the way in. A little bit of poke here on the Horsemen, of course. Those guys are going down. Looks like from the Organ Gun fire. Ooh, nasty stuff. Now the Gyro Bomber and the Gyrocopters really need to finish off the Manticores, because that's kind of the system here. You finish off the Horsemen, then you go after the Manticores. Once the Manticores are gone, you can openly use your bombing runs onto the Chaos Warriors and those different things and do your business. So we'll see. How are the Gyro Bombers doing? What are they shooting at? It looks like he might be going after the Sorcerer here. Sigvald has eaten all the blasting charges. A little bit of a misplay by Grombrindle there. Oh, but we've got the Duel of Duels. Thorgrim Grudgeman going after Prince Sigvald, the Oath of Vengeance. Sigvald will actually probably lose to Thorgrim in a straight-up fight, so he's going to be pulling back here, which is smart. And now the blasting charges do saturate here into the Warriors of Chaos, while the chariots slam into the flank. And the Slayers are able to kind of partially get in the way here. But a little bit of a sloppy micro here, letting this Gyro Bomber be attacked by a Rampaging Manscore. That should not happen. And it looks like the Gyro Bomber is going to be pulling back, whereas the other Gyro Bomber, the Skyhammer, is being kited by a Feral Manscore, which is really unfortunate for sure. From a cost perspective, the Skyhammer costs about 1,100 gold, if not more. I think maybe even more. And Pendulum going down as well. So it looks like an overcasted Pendulum from the Warriors of Chaos, able to tickle the pickle of these Nargumlings Ironbreakers. And honestly, just looking at this box position, I would say that the Warriors of Chaos are in a pretty dominant position, because at this point, if you're going to go for a Gyrocopter build, you should have more or less secured the skies. At this point, right, you need to be bombing, right? So you need to be just dropping fat, hot loads here onto the Chaos Warriors with great weapons and really, really doing good work there. But Thorgrim doing good work, man. He's beating the brakes off Sigvald. Ironbreakers holding pretty firm. Slayers on the flanks with Ironbreakers able to hold back the Chariots, which are actually quite low. And the Organ Gun is still online, but probably not for much longer. There are a couple chinks in the Dwarven armor here with Ekron's Miners. Those bad boys are holding. Oh, 1 second. I just heard a Wookiee sound. I'll be right back, guys. All right, we're good. Sorry about that. No, he's totally fine. Yeah, there are some, kind of weaknesses in the Dwarven formation via the Ekron's Miners. The Ekron's Miners here, of course, are going to lose to these Chaos Warriors, and the Chaos Warriors will now move in and go after the Organ Guns and these different things. And yeah, it looks like the Dwarven box is rapidly falling apart to this Chaos formation, and that's, again, because you don't have the support from the Air Force. The Gyrocopters, the Brimstone Guns. Normally, you could be just carpet bombing here against the Chaos Warriors and just kind of tearing those guys apart, but the armor is indeed falling apart here for the Dwarves. A massive Pendulum going to be going down. Brutal stuff. Tears apart those Nargumlings Ironbreakers. It looks like that was an overcast, so that was going to be doing a ton of damage there. And Prince Sigvald also going to be attacking Thorgrim once again. And, though Thorgrim would win in kind of a 1v1 fight, it's going to be going. If Wookiee calls, I will indeed answer. Yes, we got to go check and, make sure it's all going. So Gyrocopter, the Brimstone Gun, lurking around, just trying to get back in there. Maybe if there could be like a huge payload run here on the Chaos Warriors, there could be some magic. But, yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. One man score here in the distance, a little bit, sitting idle as the Gyro Bomber is able to shoot it. So that's a pretty lucky catch there for the Dwarves. But looks like Grombrindle and the Dwarves are going to be losing this first game because, again, the Gyrocopters were countered effectively. 2 Manticores shut them down with the Marauder Horseman throwing axes, and that's a majority of the Dwarven investment. You need those bombing runs in an Ironbreaker build because Ironbreakers will not effectively kill all those different units. GG, well played. GG, well played indeed. So, good Chaos play for sure. And that's all you really need to deal with Gyrocopters for sure. Like some, a couple Horsemen, a couple Manticores, and you're golden, right? Look, it's Italian Spartacus. Yes, yes. Thank you for the donation, Sparty. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Dude, look at Sparty with the power flex. That's probably what he's actually doing right now, too. And Ryan, don't you actually wear a headband when you work out? I believe you do. And don't worry, I'll donate that $5 back to you on one of your streams. It's just it's a cycle of life. Yeah, I've used Gyrocopter cheese in the past to pretty good effect, but I think if you're going to go Gyrocopter cheese like this, you need to go all in and bring like 5, like as many as possible. Cut the Organ Gun probably, maybe get like a Rock Lobber, just like a cheap one. And although I guess the Organ Gun is okay against the Horseman, it's just kind of expensive. Yeah. Yeah, a close victory in multiplayer is a pretty convincing victory to say the least. Yes, magic tonight. Yes, good Anakin. All right, guys, let's load into the next game. Again, for Gyrocopter cheese, I think you need to go a little bit more all in. Also, I think it's more effective. We can actually show you guys the Gyrocopter cheese I used in the Chinese tournament I played in and had really good success. It won every single game it played against Chaos, even against builds like this. So let's go ahead and pop this for a second. Hide that. And I'm going to show you guys this before I forget, because I won't remember to do it after the fact. All right. Let's get the gyro cheese going. The gyro cheese, it's so funny, man. Hold on. Dwarfs versus Chaos. Yes. All right, so here we go. Eric, I really hope Ben Askren wins. I really do. All right, guys, so here it is. This is the Dwarven cheese, although it looks like there might have been a cost change at some point. But basically, you use a hero goon squad, and Grombrindle, Gotrek, and Felix are actually a really gnarly presence. You use double Ironbreaker, Grumbling Guard to get the extra armor piercing and the vigor, because he does have a vigor aura. And then from there, you use the Tomb Steam Cannons to take down the Horsemen. You have 2 Brimstone guns to deal with Manticores and a single Gyro Bomber. I found this build to be very successful. Even when people are prepared for it, it's very, very nasty. So basically, yeah, you just have your little box in the corner and your gyrocopters go and win the fight because you have 1 extra gyrocopter, which does make a pretty big difference. But, you know, hopefully that was helpful for you guys. And now we'll go ahead and load back to the second game there in that series. Yeah. Friday night, no, unfortunately, I wasn't able to take place in this tournament because I was currently on the road for 2 weeks when it started. So I wouldn't have been able to get my games in, yeah. But now we're back and, you know, I'll be casting this tournament and I'll also be casting the grand finals of this tournament as well. With my boy Italian Spartacus, if he's interested, if you're down, we'll be doing that. It'll be fun. Grombrindle got plus 50 last patch. That makes sense, Samurai Warrior. Okay. All right. You had to edit the thumbnail? No. Well, just to take off the... Oh, you're talking about the hot dogs? Yeah, you made this thumbnail, Ryan. This was you. Italian Spartacus actually made this thumbnail. Yeah. So the next match is going to be Bretonnia versus Warriors of Chaos. So we have Iskandar on Bretonnia and Grombrindle, the Dwarf Master, playing the Warriors of Chaos. Samson, I want more 40k Dawn of War games. Been too long. Yeah, I would love that if they made a good one. Oh yeah, sign me up. Sign me up for any RTS game, really. That's going to be the way. When's the next hot dog tournament? Oh, I don't know. That's probably a ways off here. It's probably a ways off. Yeah, I would have loved to have played in the tournament. I wouldn't have won it, but I'm sure I would have won some matches and lost some matches. It would have been fun. Yeah, same Ryan. By the time it comes around, I should be too. No, the hot dogs are still in the thumbnail, man. Yeah. The hot dogs are blocking his guns, just so YouTube doesn't flag my video as like a, you know, one of those type of videos. All right. Here we are. Forgot to update it. Iskandar up 1. And this time around, we have dwarves. Well, not dwarves. We have the dwarf player, Grombrindle, with Warriors of Chaos facing off against Bretonnia. Let's get this party started, my friends, and have some fun. So for the Forces of Chaos, we do have Prince Sigvald. Prince Sigvald is so hot right now, apparently being used in every matchup. But we got Chaos Warriors, we got Halberds, double Dragon Ogres here for the Warriors of Chaos and Grombrindle. And looks like Forsaken on either side. Forsaken, you know, can be run down pretty badly by heavy cavalry, but if they are left to their own devices, they're excellent at killing Bretonnian infantry, archers, and different things like that. So, again, this is going to be the Grombrindle of the Sons of the Mountain playing Chaos, and Iskandar, who currently is up 1-0, having just won Chaos against Dwarves, playing the Bretonnian army. So King Lewin going to be beelining after the Demon Spew here, as well as with the Paladin. They're going in, but a little bit of a risky gamble for sure, considering we have the Summoners of Rage and some anti-large units nearby. That could be a little bit tricky, but nonetheless, Bretonnia's got a fully erect charge coming in. Knights of the Realm charge bonus of 78 should be pretty good against the Forsaken. Granted, it is through the peasants, so it's not going to be as devastating, but still, it does do some good damage, and those Demon Spew are getting worked on. Now, the Dragon Ogres seem to be doing okay, laying a bit of a beating on the Paladin and King Lewin. Big burning head coming in from the Warriors of Chaos, going through the Knights of the Realm and the Peasant mobs, and it looked to be a pretty good one. But Summoners of Rage are being focused down, sort of Crone, plus poison ammunition from the Field Trebuchets. A lot of nasty stopping power, but now Prince Sigvald's making his way over, but overall I would say Bretonnia may have gotten the slight edge in this engagement. Granted, the Knights of the Realm are quite heavily damaged. Now elsewhere, Halberds moving in here. Great Weapons against Questing Knights is a pretty good trade actually for the Great Weapon Infantry, just due to their numbers advantage. And here we have the Forsaken buzzsawing through Peasants, but then being rode down by Questing Knights as well, while the Dragon Ogres do pile in and try and do their business here. So balance of power is pretty even. Both players getting good engagements. You know, Chaos getting some nice trades over here with the Questing Knights being taken down by the Great Weapons and Ogres. But on this same note here, ooh, look at this. It looks like the Summoners of Rage might have actually stabilized here. And King Lewin going in once again, but now Halberds have gotten into constant combat here with Knights of the Realm. And a Chain Lightning attempt going down on the back, but it looks like it is dodged by the Bretonnian player, Iskandar here. Oh, also looks like some sneaky Marauder Horsemen do get that Field Trebuchet for free. Certainly quite a unfortunate situation for the Bretonnians, because that Trebuchet would lend some good, consistent armor-piercing hot drops here onto the Chaos Warriors with Halberds and those different units here. Summoners of Rage, it looks like we do have 5 models. Going to be going to Pound Town, Prince Sigvald, Slippery, Heroic Killing Blow, all that good business going in against the Paladin here. And yeah, it looks like the Paladin and King Lewin are going to be forced back. As a matter of fact, Chaos appears to be pulling ahead in this game. Their infantry trading, maybe cavalry being left in melee a little bit too long in some of those engagements. And yeah, Burning Heads killing the archers, Trebuchet in the back being taken out by the Marauder Horsemen. There's a lot of variables that are going quite good for the Warriors of Chaos here, which normally you actually, in my experience, see Bretonnia win this matchup, but it looks like the Warriors of Chaos are going to be pulling this one out. Prince Sigvald usually also isn't the pick here because he's a little bit too easy for Bretonnia to avoid, but in that case, a very quick victory for the Warriors of Chaos. Holy shit. Looks like the Burning Heads and the backfield dive, and yeah, man, that was a quick one. Holy shit, that was like a 2-minute game. That did really well here. Sigvald got it like 1,000 value. I guess Dragon Ogres. I thought that said 9,000, but holy shit, 3,000 value on those summoners. That's crazy. Crazy stuff. Yeah, and honestly, this build was fine. Like, I just think some of the engagements were a little bit suboptimal. You know, Fey Enchanter is still obviously probably a little bit better in this matchup, although Lewin isn't bad, so. GG, well played, man. That was a quick one. So now we update the scoreboard. We're going to game 3, baby. The rubber match is upon us. Let's do it to it. And have some fun. Yes, the hot dog Chuck Norris is back. Burning Head is really good. It's probably one of the best abilities in the game. Yeah, hands down. So game 3 between these fine gentlemen is going to be Iskandar going for the Greenskins and Grombrindle of the Sons of the Mountain going for the Forces of Bretonia. All right, Bretonia versus Greenskins. It's a fun one. Oh, I'd love to see a good 40k movie. Oh, sorry, I missed the caster value. If I'm not mistaken, the value was like 1,300, 1,200. To answer your question, Wob away, it was 12 or 1,300. I can't remember. It was somewhere in that window. Because the peasants are only 400 gold, and then it hit Knights of the Realm and got like maybe 500 there, plus some other miscellaneous value in combat. So yeah, hopefully that kind of helps remedy that failure of mine. All right, guys. We'll be getting into the next game here in a hot second. Just going to enjoy some water, and we'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. Yeah, man. I would love to see some 40k movies. Like, or a TV show. A TV show is probably a little bit more manageable in terms of like budget and like actually making it happen. Yeah, there's so many cool stories. There's like a big breadth of like viability in like 40k books. So like some of them just are just like terrible, like just like, you know, very shallow and just, but then there's some that are really like awesome, especially the Horus Heresy ones. Yeah, they have some real good depth to them. Yeah. So we'll see. All right, game 3. I've successfully drank some water, and we're good to go. So here it is. Is anyone else super excited for the next Papa Smurf versus Mortarion book? You see, I don't really care about any of those books because they're never really going to kill off like an important character. It's always just going to be a stalemate of some sort, right? Like Mortarion will never kill off Gilliman or do anything significant because, again, like, you know, plot armor, and then, you know, Mortarion can be banished because he's a demon Primarch and just come back, and, you know, that's usually how they use the villain. So I wouldn't be terribly excited for it. Yeah, Goktham, I did hear about that. Correct. Yes. All right, so here we are. Next match, it's going to be Greenskins against Bretonia. We got Grom the Paunch coming in hot with a bunch of Orc Biggins. No surprises there. Forest Goblin Spider Riders. What I really like about this Greenskin build, actually, is that there's no big spider. It's a little bit of a change-up, which I think is quite neat. Yeah, basically just 1,000,000 Greenskin Skirmish Cavalry with Grom the Paunch, and that's it, and like Orc Biggins, man. For the Forces of Bretonia, who are going to be led by Grombrindle here. He's got Questing Knights, Fey Enchantress, Paladin. He does also have Royal Hippogriff Knights to help deal with the big spiders, obviously. And yeah, just Knights across the entire Sunset. So Questing Knights stacked with Peasant Mobs and Peasant Archers, and that appears to be it. Yeah, the Cadia thing was in a bit of a, you know, I guess a deviation from the norm here. Nonetheless, the Bretonian Knights, oh my god, they got Shrek'd so bad. Those Questing Knights moved into combat against the Orc Biggins, and then the Fanatics just loosed the ball and chain. Let's go ahead and look at the value on these Fanatics so far. Yeah, 400, only 500 value. Still, that's pretty good for a unit that costs, like, they probably did half the HP damage. So those Questing Knights get punished pretty badly. And the Royal Hippogriff Knights plus the Fey Enchantress going in for a gooning attempt on Grombrindle. Excuse me, on Grom the Paunch. And I'm sorry, his name is... There is a Grombrindle player, but he's playing Bretonia here in this game, but that's a little bit tricky. But the Axe of Grom is popped, the Lucky Banner as well, and Degradans is here. So many good buffs. And the Royal Hippogriff Knights are just not having a good time, really. Like, all the Greenskin Skirmish Archers are just shooting happily. Mither's going down. It looks like an overcasted regrowth. No, actually a basic regrowth is going down here to try and heal up that Royal Hippogriff Knight. But the Goblin Big Boss also getting in there, lending his aid. But so far, the Greenskins seem to be quite happy here. And also the Waaagh going down, which is really going to be changing the dynamic of this whole battle. The Bretonians are losing a 2,000 gold unit here, right? And the Greenskins are losing like a couple shitty chaff units. It really is kind of the tale of the tape. As far as the rest of the fights go, Peasant Archers and Men-at-Arms doing okay against the Biggins with the support of the Pox Arrows and that different ammunition. And yeah, Bretonia doing okay, but the problem is they've lost their Questing Knights. Their Hippogriff Knights are pretty much on death's bed. The other Questing Knights you saw earlier pretty much got trash-canned. And King Lewin is also now relatively surrounded. Not King Lewin, the Fey Enchantress, excuse me. Taking a fair amount of damage from Grom the Paunch and the Biggins as well. And the Paladin's also surrounded. Fey Enchantress doesn't have crazy good mass. For sure, so she might have trouble getting out here. And honestly, if I were Grom the Paunch, I would keep cycle charging the Fey Enchantress to keep trying to bump her in. And yeah, there are the Companions here. The Companions are lending some, you know, decent, sustainable fighting power, but they're going to get dragged down by Biggins and Chaff units, especially considering they're also poisoned by the AP Loonies, and there's just so many variables that I think are going in the favor of the Greenskins, despite the bounce power being even. But again, Fey Enchantress is Fey Enchantress. She does have a Mortis Engine effect, which is super good against all these elite Greenskin infantry here in the Biggins. And the Royal Hippogriff Knights are coming back here, right? So the Royal Hippogriff Knights moving in. Although, I don't know if they should be chasing down skirmishers. They probably should be here in this kind of main engagement, trying to get terror routes. But again, we'll see how this all unfolds. Over here on the backside of the battlefield, we do have some Orc Boys who have gotten back here after the Peasant Bowmen, really displacing that battle line. There needs to be something to stabilize this, because if the Peasant Bowmen stop shooting, that's about 1,200 value of stopping power, which isn't active right now. Fey Enchantress is shaken right now. Grom the Paunch, of course, can defeat the Fey Enchantress in a straight-up fight. He's got that big old belly, and he is doing some great business here, as, yeah, the Fey Enchantress is really in some serious trouble. Negative 14 leadership. Grom the Paunch is getting the Fey here. And I think with the Fey Enchantress being punished here by Grom the Paunch and the big boss, that's probably going to be GG. Especially there's Orc Boys in the backfield, and really the only tool that the Bretonnians have left is the Royal Hippogriff Knight, which is going to be flying in and going after God knows what, maybe charging into Biggins. And again, it's charging into Spider Riders. They're going to poison them, and then Biggins are just going to drag them down. It's going to be a losing situation all around. So GG, well played, and with that, a fairly decisive victory there by Iskandar with the Greenskins, showing that you don't have to use big monsters against Bretonnia. He just went with a bunch of Biggins and Spider Riders. Just good stuff, man. Greenskin good stuff. That's what we can call that build. But the more meta build in that matchup is using like a Goblin Great Shaman plus another Spider and playing that way, but you don't have to, right? Greenskins have enough build diversity that they can do different things. And yeah, you know, this, honestly, Grombrindle, I think he could have even won with this build. I just think his engagements were suboptimal. I think the Hippogriff Knights should have been, you know, working in safer areas, and, you know, the Questing Knights kind of got thrown away in a couple engagements. It wasn't his army that lost him the game. It was just the engagements in the play. But nonetheless, Iskandar is going to be winning that series. There it goes. 2-1. He will be getting a win in that group stage, my friends. And we can take a quick look at value here, because I know you guys like that. Even though, you know, sometimes it's easy to get carried away on value and not really look at the tactical applications of units. But Enchantress, 1,100 value. Hippos, about 1,000. Nothing too crazy, honestly, for either side. All right. There you have it. Let's get the hot dogs out and get this next match going. One sec, guys. All right. Perfect. And a 1. And a 2, and a 3. So next up, we have, oh my god, this series. Holy shit. There's some games in here for sure. There are some games in here. I'm trying to look for one that has some matchups which you guys may not have seen. Okay. This one's got some interesting ones. It's got some interesting ones. Hot dogs out, baby. Let's go. Hot dogs out indeed. We already saw this matchup today. So maybe we do this one. Cool. What's going on, Carrot Shell? Hot dogs out? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, man. Sorry. I'm kind of craving some hot dogs. Maybe I'll go get some after the stream. I don't know. I need to start eating. I was eating so good. I was like cooking at home, and now I'm just resorting back to my haggard ways of like eating at Subway, and you know. How long are we streaming for? I don't know, a little longer, yeah. Samurai Warrior, send me the replays with Slate X. Yeah, send them to me and I'll do them for the next series, yeah. There was a greenskin versus greenskin replay, but I'm trying to spare you guys, so. All right, so one sec here. Looks good. So we have gone. All right, perfect. Just getting the nameplates all set up. We're aces. All right, gonna have a quick drink of water and we're all set. How's it going, Zablasky? Hot dog forfeit tournament. Chilean hot dogs. That sounds pretty good, Boris. Yeah. I know. I started eating at Subway again. It's a good time. It's not worth the indigestion. Yeah, I mean, Subway isn't terrible. Look, I just get like a turkey sub. It's not like I'm getting some gnarly, like cheesy monstrosity. I just get like, you know, a turkey sub with spinach, red onions, tomatoes, you know, like it's more or less healthy. Yeah, no worries, Samurai. No worries, man. Don't do it. Don't eat the sub. All right, guys, here we are. So in this match, we have a best of 3 series, again, in the Warhammer World Championship, Stage 3, between Gabo Slayer and Hadri's. So it should be quite a bit of fun. For the forces of the Bretonnians, they are going to be led by the Green Knight. We do also have a Prophetess of Life as well. So wow, no Fey Enchantress. A Prophetess of Life. Why would you bring that again instead of the Fey Enchantress? There's got to be something I'm missing. Okay, oh, the Assault of Stone. Okay, that's right. Assault of Stone is pretty strong. So Gobbo Slayer is going to be on the Bretonnians. Assault of Stone can actually do some devastating damage. And yeah, she's got the Channeling Staff as well. On top of that, we got Green Knight. We got Gotrek as well to help deal with crabs and monsters. And the rest of the battle line is going to be Battle Pilgrims, a million archers, and a couple cheap cavalry units via the Knights of the Realm and Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis. So now for Hadri's. Hadri's coming in hard with Count Noctilus, the hard knock life for me. It's the hard knock life for us. Zombie Powered Deckhand Mob Polearms, Bombers in the secondary. I love the mortar picks here from Hadri's. Looks like, man, he's going with 4 mortars. Okay, that's pretty good counterplay against archers for sure. Rotting Leviathan, we got some Lamprey's Revenge in the back, Syrenes, Halberds, and that appears to be it. Man, oh man, that is some serious stuff. Some serious stuff indeed. So the Green Knight is moving forward, going to be taking some mortar shots like in 80s movie action hero, running through and, you know, dodging those mortars, which is quite cool. But soon enough, when they do get in range of Hadri's and his artillery line, the mortars will be starting to fire here at the peasant mobs, and we'll see what kind of damage they can do. The Green Knight, beelining in. Green Knight is a really, really unholy terror to deal with. Granted, there are Syrenes which do magic damage, so there are some answers here, but Wraithstorm is also quite good. It looks like, was that a Spirit Leech going down? It might have been a Spirit Leech from something. Let's see. No, he actually uses Melkoths here from Count Noctilus to mitigate that damage, trying to slow down the Green Knight. I don't know if it was worth it, but it does do, yeah, pretty insignificant damage, because Melkoths does do damage based on model count. Now Syrenes are going to be moving in as well, so we do have Syrenes versus the Green Knight. Green Knight probably will get the edge in this trade, just simply because he can kill the models outright, and he does have access to some fat healing for sure, but he's kind of getting shanked a little bit. Looks like a Wraithstorm's going to be going down from Count Noctilus, and we do get a Crab moving in. That Wraithstorm might do a little bit of friendly fire. Let's go and see. So it does go in, and okay, that was okay. It did some damage to the Green Knight. Not sure if it's worth the whole hoorah, because now the Crab is a little bit kind of overextended here, but the mortars are devastating the archer lines. This archer is going to break here, and I would imagine the mortars will be switching on to these other units. And the Hard Knock Life also blasting those Knights of the Realm, but they will be getting a full charge on him, basically, so he'll probably take about 300 or 400 damage from that charge alone. Halberds are moving up, Bombers moving in as well to start clearing out peasants, and in the backfield, Lamprey's Revenge, as well as the Syrenes, are going to be preparing for the pressure from the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis and all those kind of bad boys. See how it unfolds. Now, a little bit unfortunate, some of the archers do get into range here, and they are going to be unleashing on the mortars, and oh man, there's nothing protecting this. Okay, that's a pretty catastrophic misplay there. Lamprey's Revenge could have screened that out, but now Hadri's is going to lose both mortars, basically, you know, for just trying to screen out some peasants. That was a really, really rough misplay for sure, and those mortars are going to be going down. And now if he can trap the Bretonnian Knights and maybe get some sort of a value out of that bad situation. Oh, the Assault of Stone going down as well, not doing crazy damage. It does kind of tickle these guys, but, you know, for the most part, the other engagements were going okay, but those crabs being out of position for a split moment in the backfield was a pretty disastrous situation. Also, no Scurvy Dogs. No Scurvy Dogs to kind of chase down the Peasant Bowmen and those other units is quite tricky indeed. Lamprey's Revenge able to fight back the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis. There still are 2 mortars online. Actually, one of them still going, but it will be crumbling into oblivion in just a moment. So now the big problem for the Vampire Coast is the fact that there are going to be a ton of Peasant Bowmen online. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 in the distance, actually, that is going to be coming back with 37 models. And though the bounce power is even, that's simply because of the Leviathan, Lamprey's Revenge, and Count Noctilus. They aren't going to have too much counterplay against the archers, and that is going to be a big problem. So here comes the archer fire into the big Crabbo Stabbo, and the Crab's going to be taking a bit of damage, but Invocation does keep it going. And Green Knight actually getting shanked a little bit. If Hadri's could get the Green Knight a nice little pick here, that would be quite strong. And it looks like Gotrek's in there as well. I think the Slayer Man himself is fighting against the Crab. Appears to be doing pretty well. Now, as far as what Coast has left, I mean, here we got some basic deckhand mobs, nothing terribly substantial. Some Halberds and Lamprey's Revenge fighting the Battle Pilgrims back in the front line. And here in the backfield, Gotrek is going fisticuffs with the Crab. And Gotrek should be trading pretty effectively with the Crab, especially considering there is access to regrowths. Although it looks like the regrowth was used on the Green Knight, which I think is certainly a smart play. So, Prophetess of Life hanging out, the Walmart Fey Enchantress doing her thing, and now it looks like Green Knight plus Gotrek are going to be intercepting the Rotting Leviathan, which is down to about 3,900 HP, so hasn't taken too much damage since we last looked. But man, oh man, there is a ton of stopping power coming in from these Peasant Bowmen, and they're just going to be shooting all day. I mean, look at this one. This one has 40 models, has full ammunition. That's going to be just a lot of damage right there, and I just really don't see Coast coming back in this game, and I feel like this is just such a typical occurrence for Coast these days. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've really been struggling with them. They used to be one of my main tournament factions, but over time, I guess people just learned to play against them too, and kind of figured out their whole jam here. Queen Bessie can be okay in this matchup too. Queen Bess can deal with peasant archers, but again, mortars are a bit of a more conservative, probably safer pick overall. But yeah, it looks like Green Knight and Gotrek. Only a matter of time before this Leviathan does go down here. You can see those two heroes of the old world, Gilles Le Breton, as well as Gotrek Gurnison. That's his name, right? Gotrek Gurnison? I think I got that right. They're just going to be going to pound town on this grab and really showing it who's boss. You can see its HP is at 2,900. The peasant archers are cross-firing into some overextended halberds, which, again, don't really have much of a chance here. And ammunition is so plentiful for these peasants. They got so much ammo left, so they can just sit and shoot. The prophetess can just kind of sit back and cackle and drink some Bretonian wine, do whatever, whatever she does, whatever she's interested in. And the peasant mobs, look at these guys. And they even got their rakes and hoes and pitchforks out, and they should be able to get in there and do some work. We will see. 4,400 on Count Noctilus, 3,300 on the Rotting Leviathan. Knights of the Realm, or Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis charging in. Another Raystorm going in from Count Noctilus, which does do some okay damage against the Green Knight. But yeah, I can't tell you how many times in this matchup I've had my Count Noctilus chased down by the Green Knight just over and over, and there's very little you can do about it. So this is very much a grind fest at this point. A grind fest that I simply don't think Vampire Coast can win. Not with the prevalence of the archers on the battlefield. Maybe if there were no archer shooting, the Vampire Coast halberds and crabs would be able to kind of pull out some witchcraft, but with that focus fire coming in, I just don't think it's going to happen. I simply do not. And Count Noctilus, 3,700, this crab at about 32. Green Knight, super sticky here, as well as Gotrek. And is there any pressure on the Bretonian archer line? It doesn't look like it. All the Bretonian infantry moving back in to fight as well. Gotrek is getting a little bit beat up, though, by the crab here of Hadrius and Count Noctilus. Maybe if he could goon Gotrek out and still have his two monsters, and if he could weather the peasant ammunition. Also, another variable to take into account is the invocation, right? If an invocation could maybe save the Sirens, but it looks like, yeah, they only have 6 models left, so they're probably on their way out. And the Green Knight, Green Knight's Green Knight. He's very, very hard to kill for the Vampire Coast. Spiteful Shot is often used. I'm trying to think of what other sources of magic damage. I mean, Sirens do magic damage, but they don't have a ton of damage per model. So in order to bring down the Green Knight, he would have to actually be, sitting and kind of doing his thing here for a long time in the Sirens for him to actually go down. Noctilus at about 500 HP. That is going to be it, probably. The Vampire Coast army going down is the Green Knight, an absolute beast. It just bumps and grinds. And that is going to be victory in game 1 here for Gobbo Slayer. GG, well played. It was a good match, for sure. And if those mortars those crabs had stayed in position, he might have had a chance to win that game. It's just the peasant archers were able to just run rampant, basically, once the mortars were offline. And that was that. That was that indeed. GG, well played. Value accrued on Green Knight, 1,300, 2,000 on Gotrek, 26 on Count Noctilus, and 1,100 on the Crab. Certainly not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, it was a good game. Well played to both these fine gentlemen. And yeah, as far as this army goes, there's elements I like. I'm a little bit on the fence about the Giant Crab. I feel like just getting more width with the mortars, or maybe a little bit more support would work better, but I don't know. I got to play some Vampire Coast again. It's been a while since I've given them the old college try. I did use them in a tournament I played in recently, in the Chinese tournament I played in, and had some success against Bretonia. But yeah, I had a lot of trouble with Green Knight. He was a problem. Kevin Duran, thank you for the $25. I don't see a message, but hey man, hopefully you're enjoying this event, and we're here. We are here indeed. Yeah, Luther breath attacks are really good against Green Knight for sure. Yeah, Luther can deal with the Green Knight. He is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good indeed. All right, so let's update the nameplates here. Gobbo Slayer up 1-0 in the series. Boom. And now the Hot Dog Man is back, and we'll load into the next game. Geralt of Rivia, how you doing? The Witcher himself. Next game is going to be Gobbo Slayer and the Tomb Kings and Hadrius on the Wood Elves. Very, very cool indeed. Bloody Boys do magic damage, but it wouldn't do any damage because bloats do damage per model. They don't do single damage against like a big target, right? So bloats can't do anything against like Green Knight, really. Yeah, it's not worth it. Nomi, I can't watch today, but shout out. You're still the most entertaining caster for all of YouTube for you, man. That's really kind words. I'm getting a little old and crusty, but we're still going, man. A little old and crusty. So yeah, question in chat: how did the Chinese tournament end? So here's what happened. I had a 3-1 record. The top player from the Chinese circuit had a 3-1 record, so we were tied for first place. Inticity was 2-1, and then Fistek as well as who was it? Iskandar were playing in that tournament, but unfortunately neither of them finished their games. They just kind of abandoned it, I think. So the tournament never got finished, which was a bit of a shame. And largely too, there was no prize pool or anything. So I think if there was like a prize pool, people are more motivated to finish it. But so yeah, I mean, I guess we tied tied in that for first, but, you know, really, it wasn't really done because Anticity could have won his next game, which he probably would have, and then it would have been a 3-way tie for first, and then Fistek could have won his games too. You never know. So, yeah. Carter K. Old and Crusty is how you prefer your content creators. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that. All right, loading into the next match. It's going to be Gabo Slayer versus Hadries here. Let's have some fun. Thanks again for joining. It's been a absolutely amazing stream so far. Been having a blast. And now for the forces of the Tomb Kings. We got Skeleton Spearmen, and we do indeed have Chosen of the Gods Ushapti. This, of course, is Gabo Slayer here. A shit ton of Nehekara Horsemen, as well as Skeleton Horsemen Archers, which is very good against Wood Elves. You want to have a swarming force. And what's really cool about Skeleton Horsemen Archers is they can counter skirmish, and they can also do some decent work against, like, you know, the horsemen, the lightly armored infantry. But man, oh man, how did Cetra take so much damage from those arrows of Kurnus? Jesus, that did a lot. So we got a Spellweaver of High Magic, or was that a Soul Quench? Oh, that must have been a Soul Quench. Yeah, we got the Spellweaver of High Magic here. We got Glade Guard with Hagbane Tips. We do also have Wild Riders, the Lost Sylvan Knights here for Hadries, and double Treekin. So we got Treekin as well as the Firebark Elders on the far side, and double Waystalkers. Okay. Okay, this is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm digging this army. I'm digging this. This is going to be fun. So the double Waystalkers getting ready to rip some shots. Not sure where they're going to be shooting. It looks like they're going to go after the Ushapti Greatbow, which is certainly a good choice, but they're immediately going to be swarmed by Nehekara Horsemen. Now, in a straight fight, they should be able to win that eventually, but there's a lot of swarming here in this army. There's chariots coming in the front, and you can see this is a problem, is that the chariots are going to hammer through the front, which is going to force the Lost Sylvan Knights to deal with them, unless you want chariots in your archers. And in doing that, then the back line is opened up. So now Nehekara Horsemen are here. There's a massive vanguard here from the Gabo Slayer of Skeleton Horsemen Archers, which can now swarm on this side, which is very problematic, to say the least. So Wild Riders screaming downhill, going to be getting in there to intercept and try and free the Waystalkers up, and they should be able to do that pretty efficiently. But now the archer line of Hadries is in a little bit of trouble, as there are Glade Guard Starfire Shafts being attacked by Nehekara Horsemen, Skeleton Horsemen Archers here. There's pretty much no way that this Wood Elf archer line is going to be able to survive here. There's just too much. Cetra has taken quite a bit of damage. Hadries has been focusing a substantial amount of resources to bring down Cetra via the Waystalkers. Here's another Arrow of Kurnus, 3,800 HP, and does it hit? Does not look like it hits. Cetra is in more or less good shape. And the Spellweaver of High Magic is also getting forced in to kind of salvage this. But yeah, there's a ton of pressure in the back line. On top of that, the Wood Elves are kind of losing the front line as well. The Dryads are being run down by chariots, and though the balance of power is in the favor of the Wood Elves right now, I think it's a little bit deceiving. The two Ushapti Greatbows are also in perfect shape, and they're just ripping shots into the Wild Riders with the shields right here, doing some devastating damage. And yeah, just nasty, nasty stuff. Another Soul Quench attempt on Cetra does bring him down to 3,400 HP. But man, that Wood Elf back line is in some serious trouble. So if we take a look at what the Wood Elves really got going for them, they have Treekin left here. They have double Waystalkers, and we do also have the Firebark Elders still online and functional, and Firebark Elders will be relatively tough to bring down. But the Tomb Kings have done a pretty exceptional job of shutting down pretty much the entire Cavalry Corps, as well as the Archer line here for Hadries. But we'll see if Hadries can scrap this game back. I mean, balance power is still pretty even. We have an Ushapti summon that still has yet to come here for the forces of the Tomb Kings. But Ushapti Greatbow's shooting here the entire time is really, really devastating. Those guys are just doing some nasty damage. Looks like now they're going into the Firebark Elders, which will, despite, you know, being an armored target that Greatbows can deal with, probably will take some time for sure. And Spellweaver of High Magic, Soul Quench Apotheosis kind of chilling in the back, maybe looking for some engagements. Could go in and help fight the chariots, but now we have chariots attacking the Waystalkers. Leadership here is at 1, as the chariot spokes continue to grind on the Waystalkers. 29 leadership on this bad boy. And the Spellweaver of High Magic, once again, is basically just looking to, you know, find an engagement. Really aren't too many good choices. Tomb Kings are rapidly pulling ahead in this game. As the Treekin blob, though it is durable, and Cetra is kind of low, I just think the Waystalkers are getting broken now by the chariots. Without the Waystalkers, there's not going to be any real stopping power to finish off a character like Cetra. And I think that's, yeah, I mean, the balance power is really even. I hate to call games early, but yeah, man, I just don't see any ways the Wood Elves can kind of squeak their way back into this game. Yeah, it's going to be wild, and you know, obviously, I don't know the outcome of this this whole series yet, because if I know the players who are playing, I don't watch the replays because I know they're going to put on a good show, right? But man, oh man, Cetra the Imperishable, a little bit of trouble taking some firepower here from the Glade Rider or Glade Guard Hagbane Tips, but the Skeleton Horseman Archer Corps has just been absolutely devastating this game. And you know what though, Hadri's actually getting a little bit of a mobile blob together, which is certainly something that could do the trick. The Spellweaver of High Magic does have some Apotheosis on the table. If the Waystalkers could be stabilized, that could be a path back to victory, potentially. Considering that Cetra is so damn low, that could be something, right? Because a lot of the Tomb King's army, actually, looking at this, are Nehekara Horsemen and Skeleton Horsemen Archers, and without Cetra, I don't know if there's going to be enough stopping power to really deal with this Wood Elf army, like to deal with the Treekin and different units. Although Dryads are getting worn down, Firebark Elders. I guess it depends on the Waystalker situation. One Waystalker has been salvaged. We do have 10 Treekin making their way back over. The Ushopti Grapos have been able to blow their full load, absolute full load here. There's no Tree Man, I don't think. There's Treekin. There's not a Tree Man in this build. Are you messing with me? You gotta be messing with me. I don't think I missed anything. Alright, so the Spellweaver of High Magic. Are you just talking about this random tree over there? Is that the joke? The Tree Man. Is there a Tree Man I'm missing somewhere? Is there a tactical reserve somewhere on the map that I'm not seeing? I'm like looking around. You guys got me all paranoid now. Goodness gracious. We'll take a look. Ushopti were able to use their full surplus of ammunition. Very, very nasty. The Ushopti summon was used by the Tomb Kings here, and now you can see the Bounce Fire has come back. Hadri's has gotten back in this game. And this is even with the Ushopti summon. Once the Ushopti summon is gone after about another 30 to 45 seconds, the Bounce Power could even go back into the favor of the Wood Elves if their line can hold. However, it does look like the Treekin here are not able to hold against the Chariots. And what do the Hardwood have left? There is one Waystalker here on the low ground, the Spellweaver of High Magic, getting in, battling the Chariots, but I guess the Waystalker stabilized. Cetra the Imperishable's around. He turned into one of the trees. Oh, okay, I figured as much. Yeah, of course. How could I miss it otherwise, you know? Cetra is very low, though, man. 659 HP. Looks like this Waystalker is going to be going full Legolas. Going to be trying to rip some shots downtown into this bad boy. Cetra, has the Djaf's Curse Blades to trigger the Realm of Souls for a little bit of healing via that route. But aside from that, we have the Treekin being chased off. We have some Dryads routing here. This Waystalker, with proper control here from Godbell Slayer, should not come back by any stretch of the imagination. And the Waystalker also surrounded by Chariots. That's got to be GG. I have no idea why the bounce part is like it is. Maybe it's because Cetra is so low, it assumes that the Eagle is still a powerful character left on the battlefield, but there's no way a Great Eagle can deal with all this. No way in hell. So we'll do a little bit of fast forwarding here, a little bit of Benny Hilling as we go, but yeah, I think that's got to be it. GG, well played. It was a fun game. The Archer line getting crumped so hard was rough for sure. Maybe with the double Waystalker, you just cut the Glade Guard and just kind of go with like a rush style build, but yeah, the Archers getting shut down was really, really painful for sure. And looking around here, yeah, we shopped your Grapos. 2,900 value on the Chosen of the Gods. Absolutely insane. The other one got about 1,300. Using all of its ammunition. Chariots were really good as well. GG, well played. GG, well played indeed. All right. So let's update the scorecard here. 2-0 for the Godbow Slayer. Great series indeed. Great series indeed. All right, so let's go ahead and close out that series. 1 and a 2. Oh my god. Did somebody say they wanted greenskins versus greenskins? Because we could do that. We could do that if you guys want. I do have one right in front of me, which is greenskins versus greenskins. And Rame versus Vizaresh. That's some magic right there. But the rest of the series we've already seen before. Hold on one sec, guys. Do you think Warhammer 40k can be implemented into this game? Mort Goldman, 100%. I 100% do. I think it'd be totally fine. These are all replays, Zaxane. Yeah, these are all replays. All right, so I'm going to go and get some more replays here because the other series that I did get, we've kind of already seen those matchups like 100 times today, so and in the previous stream, so I'm going to go grab some more real quick. So just bear with me for a moment, guys, while we grab some more replays. Yeah. Yeah. I really do think, yeah. I really do think, I think they could. All right, let's go ahead here, get these replays going. Go to Ye Olde Library, go to the 3rd round, and then we can find some replays. Let's look in some of the lower groups here. Ooh, this could be fun. This looks like a good time. It's like being a kid in a candy shop, being able to like look at all these freaking replay folders and just seeing all these great players. Yeah, this is fun. This is fun indeed. Right, let's get those replays loaded in. And here we go. Good, Anakin, good. Let's get those. Got these. And we're just about ready. All right. Give me 1 minute, guys. We'll be all good to go. Dawi mirror, but only Ironbreakers. Oh my goodness. You guys don't want more greenskins? I know you do. Oh yeah. We got some Beastmen in this series. We got some Warriors of Chaos. This is the good stuff right here. All right. So, loading in. It's going to be Papa Palpatine of Clan DBD facing off against Let It Go of Clan JXC. I don't know if I've heard about that clan, but it should be fun. This will be the last best of 3 series for the day. Then we'll close out the stream with some sort of quick battles or something fun like that. Oh my god, there's like a murder of crows flying outside. Dawi mirror. Oh my god. Yeah, Chaos and Beastmen. If you guys didn't have enough fun seeing me get beaten by Beastmen on today's video on the channel, there will be some more Beastmen for you. So, here we go. So, loading in. Okay. And Palpatine. Close that out. Facing off against Let It Go. Here we are. Got to make Palpatine's name fit there a little bit. The Beastmen. Turin, could you do an elite infantry where nobody can use units that cost more than 500, cost under 500 funds? That could be kind of interesting, yeah. Some faction would just be terrible at it. Yeah. Would be quite terrible indeed. Okay, I think we're good. There are Allura Beast Wizards outside, I know it's true. Malagor is coming. He heard me say that there's going to be Beastmen in the series, and he just appears in the shadows. Alright guys, so for the Forces of Chaos, they're going to be led by Papa Palpatine. He's got Chaos Marauders into the Sunset, backed up by Summoners of Rage, a metric shit ton of Marauder Horsemen, and some Hounds as well. So very much a rush build. Quite cool indeed. Now for the Forces of the Wood Elves, you're going to be led by Let It Go. He's got double Way Watchers, backed up by a Waystalker. We got the Lost Sylvan Knights, and it looks like it is going to be a big Papa Durthu with a Glade Guard spam build with Spears to support here on the front line. So pretty fun. Pretty fun indeed. A Dark Omen rises outside, yes, yes. So the Way Watcher is pulling back, obviously wasting a little bit of ammunition here into the Warhounds. As far as Chaos Infantry goes, yeah, it's all Marauders with the Mirror Guard. And it looks like there's going to be a frontal charge coming in from the Lost Sylvan Knights, but Papa Palpatine does pull back, and got to be careful here. Summoners of Rage actually would be devastating against Lost Sylvan Knights. They do magic damage and have anti-large. So in many ways, on this matchup, Summoners of Rage are kind of an auto-include just because of the prevalence of the Lost Sylvan Knights. Aside from that, you have Spirit Leech and, Aspiring Champions, which are kind of a meme, but not too many heavy-duty sources of magic damage. So now some of the Chaos Warhounds do jump on top of the Way Watchers here for Let It Go, and looks like the Wood Elves will be able to get those Way Watchers away, but in doing so, they kind of have to sacrifice a couple Lost Sylvan Knights to the Summoners of Rage. You can see those models are going down quite heavily right there. And the Glade Guard are, shooting into Marauders, not doing too much damage, really. They're shielded, they're cheap, not going to be making them pay the Troll Toll that heavily. But the Glade Guard should 100% start switching on to the Summoners of Rage and or the mobility units like the Marauder Horsemen. You want to get rid of those tools, and it looks like a Burning Head's going to be going down. Is that... What is that? Oh, it's Archeon. Okay. Yeah, Burning Head roasting the Glade Guard right there. Big, big damage. Archeon Never Chosen on his beast here on Dorghur with his Slayer of Kings. Certainly getting a juicy, juicy start here to this battle. Mirror Guard have moved in to fight the Eternal Guard. We do also have Chaos Marauders moving in to fight. Now the mainline fighting is underway. Durthu a little bit out of position. Durthu looks to be going after the Chaos Marauders here, which is probably a fine engagement. But obviously you'd want him more in kind of the epicenter of combat. But what are the Glade Guard and Way Watchers shooting? It looks like they're now shooting into the Skirmishers, which isn't a bad idea. Some of them also shooting into the Summoners of Rage here, which I think is a very, very good choice. And Durthu is going to be dropping a Manticore summon, and he will be solely responsible for trying to fend off these Dragon Ogres here in the middle, which he can do, especially with the Manticore summon. Unfortunately, though, for the Hardwood, Papa Palpatine has been able to get some Chaos Marauders in the backfield. It's so weird not seeing Sigvald in this matchup. He is so damn common. So damn common, but Lassie is not here. Lost Sylvan Knights are pretty much the last bastion of defense here on this side of the battlefield, and it looks like they are going to be jumping into the Summoners of Rage. And, they have great AP values and do hit very, very hard with 69 weapon strength. Those bad boys really know how to live, and they get quite a bit of damage here onto the Summoners of Rage, but as they stay in sustained combat, the Summoners will return the favor. Because, again, they didn't get the charge right, so the initial damage will go to the Lost Sylvan Knights. But, yeah, very close kind of knockdown, drag-out fight. In the meantime, Archeon Never Chosen going apeshit against Durthu. Slayer of Kings active, his weapon strength at 844. And he is chopping this tree down. Durthu is getting the business so damn hard here from Archeon Never Chosen. That is purely disgusting stuff. He also has Flaming Sword of Ruin, right? So he can even get fire damage against Durthu. Is a tree and is weak to fire. Now, as far as the overall state of the battle goes, I think Chaos, despite the bounce of power, is looking a little bit stronger here. The Manticore summon will be dissipating in a moment after fighting the Exalted Hero and getting some okay damage, but when that Manticore does disappear and Also with Durthu going down. Though Durthu does return the favor a little bit. He gets Archaon down to about half health, but yeah, Durthu is in big trouble. He's actually shattered Archaon, the Slayer of trees as well. I guess we should add that to his title. Able to bring that bad boy down, and now Archaon is going to be just going on a mad dash, going after all the characters. He'll kill the Waystalker here, no problem, and then from there, oh my god, look at the damage he does to that Waystalker on the charge. Charge bonus of 97 is quite serious. Archaon is really no joke. So he moves in, hits that Waystalker, here comes another attack here in a moment, boom, Waystalker down to the point of probably breaking. We have Warhounds as well as Dragon Ogres on top of those Blade Guard, and the Wood Elves don't appear to have too much left. They have some not skirmishers, but some archers here in the backfield, which are going to be rode down by those Poison Hounds. And Archaon just going Super Saiyan, man. Just Super Saiyan, putting on that crown and just handling business. Exalted Hero also moving in with the Mark of Corn. Should be able to help finish off the last of these infantry here. And yeah, the Wood Elves really don't have much of a chance at this point. It looks like it's pretty much a game over situation as Archaon, the Everchosen, continues to just hunt and you know, be the antagonist of the old world, man. There goes the caster. GG, well played. GG, well played indeed. So yeah, some good Archaon play for sure. Let's see his value. 2,400, not bad. I mean, it pretty much pays for himself, but, you know, he did do good against Durthu and had some nice Burning Heads also. Yeah, Summoners of Rage. I really like that pick against the Lost Sylvan Knights. This build might struggle a little bit against, like, a kiting build, like some sort of a really mobile Wood Elf build, but for the most part, yeah, it was a fun game for sure. I think, I'm not... The Waystalker, I guess, what do you bring him for in this matchup? Maybe against the Hell Cannon, just to have an Arrow of Kurnus, but I feel like you cut him. And, like, Durthu, you could even cut the Lifecaster and this character and just have Durthu summon Manticores. And, like, there's... I mean, I guess you do need... No, you need Lore of Life for the Lost Sylvan Knights. So maybe just go an Ancient Tree Man instead of Durthu. It can fight pretty well. Yeah. Hard to say. Yeah. It's very different than how I like to play against Chaos, but, you know, it had some teeth. But in the end... Archaon is the Sometimes Chosen now. He's not Never Chosen anymore. He's the Sometimes Chosen. So, GG, well played. All right, let's update the scorecards. Papa Palps up 1-0 here in the series. You can always count on him to bring a good Chaos game. Truly a pleasure. And let's go ahead and jump on over. And now the next game here in this best of 3 is Papa Palpatine on the Beastmen facing off against Let It Go on the High Elves. So you do have the dreaded Bray Herd. Oh my god, he brought Kazrak! Oh no! Kazrak is here, baby! Oh man, Papa Palpatine knows how to treat us. What a hero he is. Kazrak the One-Eye, baby. We'll see if the High Elf cardio can beat him. Yeah, Dragon Ogres are pretty meaty boys. They're pretty heavy duty. Pretty heavy duty indeed. Hey, Geralt Sarivia, thank you for the donation, man. For tossing a coin my way. All right, loading in. Game 2 in this best of 3 series. We got Kazrak the One-Eye. So for the Beastmen, their army is going to be Ungor Spears, backed by pigs on the flanks, and then we do also have some Bestigor herds, as well as Razorgore Chariots and Raiders in the back. So Bestigors, you know, sometimes High Elf players do like to bring Silver and Guard and those type of troops here, so the Bestigors are a good countermeasure against them. Also, Bestigors don't do badly against, like, Silver Helms and Armored Cavalry if they do have to fight them. And now for the rest of the Beastmen army. Got Centaurs in the bushes, Kazrak the One-Eye, Ungor herd, as well as the Ungor herd close to the edge of the map. And that is it. So now for the High Elves, a very mobile build, which I agree with. I think mobile High Elves are pretty good against Beastmen. You know, my only thing is, like, if you're going to go full mobile, maybe you just don't even bring Rangers. Just, like, you know, or at least hide them further back and try and get more skirmish. Because in this case, you know, with 4 Reaver Archers, you have a massive skirmish advantage. On top of that, we do have a Princess. So we have a Princess coming in. This is pretty good. Look at this. Princess just kind of sitting there poking. Could sit on the caster. Could sit on old Kazrak One-Eye. Also does have an armor-piercing beast. So if it has to, it can fight. I mean, it could probably beat Kazrak in melee too, for sure. We got Silver Helms into the Sunset, a Firecaster with Burning Head, and a Mage of Life with the what appears to be the old Earthblood. Very, very cool indeed. So the Beastmen moving forward, the Bray Herd. Nice little blast coming in there. The Vile Tide, it looks like, doing some damage against the Illyrian Reavers. And the pigs are going to be trying to chase, but the Razorgore is probably just going to get rampaged into a losing situation, which is pretty normal. But the Beastmen getting into the frontline fight and getting to fight the Rangers with their Bestigors is a pretty big advantage for the Beastmen. A nice charge here. Reavers do get the flank on the Razorgores and a nice surround. So yeah, very, very good control there. He's pretty much going to get these Razorgores for free before anything else can really get there to help him. So those Razorgores do get crushed down by some very, very cheeky High Elf micro, so clearly Let It Go. Trying very, very hard to get back into the series here. But the Razorgore Chariots moving in with the Ungors should be able to really do quite well against these Rangers. Rangers will beat, you know, Ungors pretty badly one-on-one, but with the Razorgore Chariots kind of moving in and cycle charging, it could change up the dynamic of that fight just a little bit. Bestigors with a very awkward engagement. Looks like they went to the dreaded, I guess, bottle formation. We'll come up with some name for it, but yeah, good play here by the High Elves. They pull back the Rangers. They charge the Bestigors. Now, as long as these Silverhelms don't stay in long-term combat with the Bestigors, they should be fine. But if they stay too long, the Bestigors will start to win that engagement. So the Princess looking up in the sky, eyeing Khazrak one-eye, preparing for the Duel of Duels. This is a really good situation here for the Beastmen, getting the Bestigors in steady combat with the Rangers as well as the Silverhelms. You can see the damage kicking in. And now Khazrak the one-eye going to be moving in on his chariot and basically just running down the Rangers. And the Beastmen will be able to easily collapse that position. As far as the mobility goes, you can see the Illyrian Reavers are being hunted down by Centaurs, and Centaurs, 95 speed against 90, do actually catch them. This is pretty disastrous here for the High Elves here. You can see that the Illyrian Reavers are being caught. Pretty rough situation, because then the Centaurs can really come in and make a difference in some of the melee fights. One unit of Bestigors is crumped pretty bad, broken by the Princess as well as the cavalry charges. Balance of power is pretty even at this point. Maybe a little bit Beastmen favored, and not so much. It's pretty much dead even. There still are 2 Reavers. We got the Princess, and we still have the 2 Mages. I don't know if we've seen too many burning heads yet, so that's still something else to consider. There are a lot of Beastmen infantry here, like this whole Ungor blob and the Gore herds and things like that. No Gore herds, just Ungors actually. But a burning head could be really devastating against those bad boys. But the High Elves are making the right plays now, just going after like loose targets. But the Beastmen responding very well with a very nice Vile Tide, which nails this entire pocket. They get their chariots in there, and the Rangers and Silverhelms are going to be taking some heavy damage from that particular engagement. So over here, maybe grabbing the Reavers. Yeah, you could probably grab the Lion Chariots. There was actually some Lion Chariots that I did miss, but grab the Lion Chariots, grab the Reavers, and try and salvage your other position, right? Get these bad boys in here and come and save these Centaurs, because now they're just getting dragged down, and otherwise, the Reavers could have probably overwhelmed these guys just with sheer numbers with the help of the Princess. It looks like they're going over there now, but it might be too little too late. If you really look, the Beastmen army is quite numerous. They haven't taken too much damage on anything of super high value. The only thing that really got beat up in this Beastmen army early on were the Razorgore herds, but, aside from that, Khazrak's in great shape. Silverhelm's looking like they want to go in there and maybe take a charge, but quickly deciding it's probably not going to be the best engagement for them. So Illyrian Reavers pulling back, trying to get away from Khazrak. The Princess trying to chase down Centaurs, but Centaurs with their 95 speed should be able to track Star and get away from that engagement no problem. And, yeah. It's looking like the Beastmen are just going to force the High Elves into the corner. Although with the Princess still being alive and how terrible Khazrak is, that is something to consider. This is from Group Stage 3. Yeah, the games are ongoing right now, but this is from the 3rd group stage. My previous stream was from the 2nd group stage, but this is from the 3rd group stage. So, yeah, hopefully it's helpful for you guys. So here it goes, the Princess dueling the Khazrak. He does have the whip, I think. Does he have it? Does he have that? I don't know. He doesn't. He just has the armor, so... A big burning head going down. Nice one by the High Elves there. Does kind of tickle the edge of the Ungors and also gets into that 3rd unit of Raiders. So certainly not a bad cast. High Elves certainly on the back foot. Another Vile Tide going down, which does kind of poke the Reavers, stagger that formation. But more importantly, it triggers the passive from the Lore of the Wild, which basically gives a vigor buff to all these units. So like the Bestigors and all these bad boys are going to be having pretty good vigor and living their best lives, man. Living their best lives indeed. So Razorgore Chariots, as well as the Bray Shaman, able to get on top of the Mages. The Mages look a little bit trapped up here. We'll see if they can get away. Reavers are being forced into combat to try and help. And it looks like old Khazrak able to fight back against the Princess with some of the infantry support on the ground via the Ungors. And again, the balance of power is ebbing more and more out of the favor of the Asur here as the Illyrian Reaver archers are broken off. And the Lion Chariots of Krace probably doing some okay damage in here, but Razorgores can counter them, and there's just so many things that are quite good against them that are left on the battlefield. So I know, it's not April Fool's, it's Khazrak winning a match. It's so weird, and it's also in a very competitive setting. This isn't like it's some casual quick battle. This is a competitive tournament, right? So yeah, this is pretty damn cool for sure. Pretty damn cool indeed. Turin live, Friday after work. Nice beer, lucky me. Hey Johnny, I'm glad you're getting to enjoy the stream, my friend. So here comes the Centaurs once again, pushing into the Princess. The Princess has its mages left. Maybe like a big, Hail Mary kind of burning head could maybe do something, but yeah, it doesn't look like it. Razorgores plus the Centaurs run over the Rangers here. Rangers will probably be breaking at about 5 or 6 seconds. Despite having their Lord nearby, they're not going to last that much longer. And the Lion Chariot of Krace is down for the count. We even have some Raiders shooting at the Princess here. Princess rocking only 60 armor too. And Khazrak's coming in with that whip, man. He's going. The Princess gets trapped by the pigs. The Chariot Goon Squad going. Nice burning head right there. Does roast those Ungors, but it's too little too late. And it looks like, yeah, the Princess is going to be going down. Beastmen very, very good at trapping Lords. And Khazrak has won it! The Dark Lord Khazrak. There he is. So, awesome play by Palpatine. It was really, really fun. 1,500 on these best scores. Jeez, they were eating their Wheaties, huh? Razorgore Chariots did well. You know, little skirmishers. How'd the old Kazrak got 1,000 value? Look at that, guys. He got 1,000 value, and he did not die. That is a huge accomplishment for Kazrak. There were some really, you know, Let It Go had some really good engagements in the beginning, like getting those Razorgores, but eventually once the Rangers got caught and, you know, the Silverhelms got left in combat and some weird engagements, it was pretty much all she wrote. Yeah, that was crazy. GG, well played. So that is going to be it for the World Championship games today. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to play like 1 or 2 quick battles. If you guys want to try and snipe me, feel free to come and punish me. And then after that, we'll do an FFA. So I'm just going to warm up with a quick battle, and then we'll do an FFA at the end. So, all right, let's switch it on over. And that looks good. And I think we're all set. All right, let's party. I do like High Elves. Yeah, High Elves are fun. I've been having a good time playing them. Throw enough at Kazraks at the wall, and some of them will stick. Certainly a fun point there. Thanks again for joining today, guys. It's been fun. We're gonna do a quick battle here, and then after that, we'll do an FFA, and that'll close out the stream. That'll close out ye old stream. We could do a 2v2. All right, so we just saw Beastmen. We're seeing High Elves, huh? The old High Elves are here. Do you guys want more Beastmen? I feel like you guys want more Beastmen, although we just saw Beastmen, so could go with, you know, who's been neglected lately? What are we on? We're on Angui, I think, or no, Peak Pass. Okay, I can't remember what Peak Pass looks like. I don't know. What do we want to play? Shit, Dark Elves are always fun. I've been enjoying them lately since, you know, I don't want to hard counter myself and play the Dwarves. Greenskins you guys have seen enough of. Norska is something that's pretty fun against High Elves as well, so we could do Norska. You guys want Coast? It's funny because like months ago people were like, you know, Coast is Coast is dead to me. We'll do Coast. It's fine. I'm pretty sure Coast is kind of like countering myself. Well, not countering. I don't know. I always feel like High Elves are pretty have a bit of an advantage in this matchup, but another 4v4 siege. Yeah, we'll do some Coast. Coast has been, you know, getting punished lately, so let's see if we can do something about that, huh? Let's see if we can do something about it. Coast versus High Elves. Alright, this build seems fine. I can't remember what this map is like. Do you guys remember what Peak Pass looks like? Is it flat? Is it like have hills? I think it's time we hail the mighty. Yeah, I think it's time we hail the mighty. Nikai. Oh man, you guys are loving it. We're gonna go with a little bit of Vampire Coast here. They've been getting just dumped on lately, so we got to give them some love. Used to be one of my favorite factions to play too. Do I want to bring some bloats? I mean, I guess that's kind of a dumb question. Of course you guys want to see some bloats, right? Yeah. All hail the mighty, they're arising from the deep, with crooked sails and incredible tales. Silver and Guard in the front line, yeah, it can be okay against Beastmen, but the problem is Beastmen will, you know, bring Bestigors like that, and then your Spearmen get destroyed, so. All right, it's decently flat. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to find the All Hail the Mighty here, so we can jam to that real quick, just to get into the mood. Here it is. Oh, it might be really loud. The blood runs cold. I think it's okay. We take our loot, but don't get old. Here we go. Yes. So good. Gotta get the move here, guys. Oh, hail the mighty. This is like probably one of the best soundtracks. Tattered sails and incredible tales, we're caught in endless sea. All right, that gets us in the spirit of the Vampire Coast here. We're going in, baby. Yeah, so we finished doing tournament games. Now I'm going to do a quick battle, and then after that we'll do an FFA and close things out. No Lord of the Rings. If I could get away with playing the Lord of the Rings soundtrack on my YouTube channel, I would. It's so good. Yeah. But Thomas, you can go back and watch them all. On my stream, you're able to rewind, so you should be able to kind of see that business here. Hopefully my opponent's not AFK. He's just been sitting there on high elves the whole time. I think he should be back soon. All right, looks like he's ready. All hail the mighty. I know, doesn't that make you want to play Coast? It does. So Vampire Coast apparently has one of the lowest win rates in the tournament so far, which is pretty crazy. Only like a 37%. Yeah, we got Harkin with the Goose. It's a little bit scary because of Tempest, but I still feel like it's worth it. He does very well. You Count Noctilus on the Colossus is good, but then he just dies to Bolt Throwers. So yeah, it's a tricky pickle for sure. All right. All hail the mighty, they're arising from the deep. All right, so we got a couple of zombies. I usually do bring bombers in this matchup too, but I wanted to try a little bit of a different build that had some Syrenes in it and stuff. Syrenes, you know, as high elves do have a lot of magic damage, but in general, Syrenes can be quite nasty. All right, so let's go ahead and set you guys up. We got some handguns here and here. And then we got deck gunners a little bit kind of offset in the back, which we'll have halberds defending hopefully. So let's see. Let's just do this so we can move it real quick. Yeah, that looks fine. Yeah, there's some weird kind of slopes and hills here, so we got to be careful. Probably deploying back here is going to be our best bet. Yeah, looks okay. Cool. All right. I usually just put them all in the same control group in the beginning when I'm basically yeah. These are to kill archers because archer spam is really a thing in this matchup. And we have the jet gunners to try and shoot against the cavalry and the monsters, and on top of some handguns. So Luther, and then our vampire caster can be in the main army. Syrenes are also not a bad choice of like screening out heavy cavalry, so you can like put them on the flanks and have them like help deal with the cav. And we get the halberds and halberds here and here. Could struggle a little bit against like Reaver play. We'll see what we can do. All right, so let's get some of you guys hiding in the bushes over there, and you guys in the bushes here. And it looks like we're good to go more or less. Yeah, maybe I should deploy a little bit closer. I guess we could just go like right here. Yeah, let's just do this. It'll be a faster battle that way. Did you add Warcraft to your list of old school movies? Are you talking about like the Warcraft movie, like the MMO one? Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, let's see what he's up to. Okay, so I can't see any of his units, so we'll just kind of run up here and see what's cracking. Looks like we have a Mage of Life, an Archmage of Life. Okay, so there's no Tempest, which is immediately a really good sign for us. And we'll just do some Scurvy Dog scouting, try and find his army here. Model count, okay. Yeah, it's probably just right over the hill, and I just can't see it because of the you can see there's some natural, yeah, what is this, a Flamespire Phoenix, okay. Could be some funny business here and here. Let's pull you guys in and pull you guys back like so, and back like so, and then these guys can kind of square out. So I'm just kind of resetting my formation a little bit. He's got to have some archers like camping in the bushes somewhere. Let's go ahead and run over this hill and see what we can find. Oh, hello. Why are you guys moving? Jeez. Take it easy there, jeez. All right, so yeah. Okay. There it is. Yep. Okay, let's juke with the dogs. It's fine. So now we can go ahead and square up because we know where he is. These doggos can kind of creep over here. And let's go ahead and like see if we can waste a little bit of ammo and also see what his army looks like. So he's got a great eagle. Looks like some rangers. Okay, no problem. And let's see if we can like get some poking shots with Luther there while we just kind of reposition our army. Okay, dogs. Okay, rangers and then a bunch of archers, which is fine. And you can just kind of start popping pistol shots here. You can juke you guys out. Okay, this guy's actually attacking, which is interesting. Perfect, yeah. Free damage, man. I'll take it. If the eagle wants a piece of Luther, too, I'm down for it. Okay, let's keep going. Let's pull Luther back. Okay, so we can attack here, and then we can get this going here. And then we can also use the taunt on the Great Eagle. We could use a breath attack, but I don't think we need to. Okay, very good. So deck gunners, let's go ahead and start shooting here if we can reach. That Great Eagle is going to pay the price. Luther will get it before any reinforcements can get there. And, I mean, the dragon's coming in. He might waste a heal on it. I don't think it's worth it. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a misplay on his part for sure. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and kind of juke this out now and run back towards our army. It looks like it's shattered. Yeah, and he also wasted a heal on it, which is great. So we want to tell these guys to take off fire at will. Looks like Luther just, like, matrixed that shit. And we can go ahead and move up a tiny bit more. Yeah, that's really nice for us. Now we can just start taking pot shots with your boy Luther again. Let's get these dogs kind of, you know, scouting shit out. Yeah, perfect. And he wasted a regrowth. That's just so money. Yes, all hail the mighty. He's got 600 value already. Okay, let's go ahead and just keep squaring up here. Got to get the proper... He's just trying to move through the forest to mitigate fire that he's taking, but I think it's kind of... Okay, Luther needs to juke those shots. Oh, come on. Come on. There you go. Okay. He juked most of those, which is not a problem. All right, these scurvy dogs, and then these guys can go around the back. Doesn't look like he's protecting his archers. So, yeah, no problem. No backline pressure either coming at us, which is great. So let's send one dog over here just to be like the toy we hold in front of his eye here. And the deck gunner should be able to start shooting here in a second. Okay, very good. Very good indeed. Let's go get the archers in the bushes. Luther just kind of runs back because we don't want to take that 2v1 fight. And he could just kind of run back to these guys. These dogs are on the flank. Archers, go get those guys. All right, so can't quite reach you yet. Mortars can start blasting in a moment. Looks like we are going to get in there. Oh, Rangers. Okay, so we want to come around the side here. I don't know if it's worth it with these dogs. Yeah, I feel like it's not. Although we are getting in there pretty good. Let's just keep pushing in. Because then he's going to engage the rest of his army. Like without it. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's do this. The deck gunners, honestly, it doesn't really matter. We could just shoot whatever at this point. Luther can even just attack these Rangers. Yeah, because we're distracting a lot of his army. So we'll keep these dogs in the bushes for a little bit later. And the mortars can be in group 5 for now. We can just start shooting. Handguns, handguns. Go ahead and start wasting you guys. And then we can go ahead and drop the zombie summon here. And Luther's getting some okay damage there. Yeah, we can taunt him. It's fine. Very good. All right, so yeah, we're doing some good work against this army. Let's get the Sirens in, pull you guys back, and then we can also drop a pistol summon here in a moment. And the 2 deck gunners can now prepare to start shooting at the big boy that's coming in. All right, let's go. Luther, pull back. Sirens are here. The dogs can now go ahead and attack the archer line again. And let's go ahead and start wasting you and start wasting you. See what kind of damage we can really get. So that's going to be a lot of nasty firepower for sure. Zombies, do your thing. And let's go ahead and get a pistol summon like back here so we can shoot them in the back. See, now that he's landed here, we can go ahead and get a breath attack and then probably countercharge pretty effectively. And like, yeah, he's moving up his archers, but we have the other dogs as well. So that's going to be quite nasty. Switch the mortars onto some different choices. Luther goes in. He might get the rebirth ability, which is a little bit annoying, but it's okay. So yeah, a little bit sloppy. I'd let those guys get into my secondary line here. All right, deckhand mobs. Luther, get that, cook that goose. And pistol summon, start shooting the Lord. Dogs are in the archer line. And that should be a-okay. Cool. So let's shoot you guys, pull the Sirens across. And yeah, unfortunately one handgun unit is a little bit compromised, but let's go after the Lord now. I think he's going to aim for a burning head somewhere. No, actually he's Lore of Life, that's right, so he doesn't have that. Yeah, it's really good for us. Cool. Fight. Luther Harkin, pull you guys back. I don't know if he's trying to get like a breath attack or something, but yeah, Luther should just handle this Lord now, no problem. So we'll get one deck gunner moving back this way. We'll set you guys down here. Let's go ahead and put you in guard mode and start ripping shots. And you can shoot into the back of, you know, whatever you really can get here. Yeah. All right. So mortars, we need to make sure they're on archers. Archers are the biggest existential threat to our army for sure. And I think we got this. I think we're in good shape. Let's pull the Sirens over. I have invocations. I guess we just drop another summon like towards the archer line if we can. Yeah, just kind of keep... If Luther Harkin loses that duel, he's going to lose his pirate's license. Let's pull the guns back. Halberds are in good shape. Sirens are going to come right around here and just move into the side. And the Vampire Caster can't quite get it, so let's go ahead and drop it right there. Yeah, should be fine. Should be able to reach that in a moment. All right, landing there. Deck gunners start ripping some shots. Nice little awakening of the wood there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Shoot here, and now the pistol summon can just march in while the dogs get into the archer line back there. All right, mortars. And mortars. Lord is getting gooned. It looks like his Phoenix did come back. Might actually get a rebirth, but let's see if we could rip some shots into that Phoenix and kind of try and force it off there. All right, I think we're good. I think this game's more or less over at this point. Yep, give us that firepower. All hail the mighty, baby. And, oh, he got the rebirth, which is quite good. But I don't think it's going to save him this next time as Luther will move in. Give him the dirty. Okay, do we want Invo? Invo here was actually pretty good. It heals our caster and some guns. Luther Harkin has moved in on that target here. Halberd's back, and that's GG. All right. There you have it. There you have it indeed. Yeah. Certainly some inefficiencies. The Eagle, the light armor, it's not the end of the world, but obviously the archers got like kind of distracted and they didn't move up with the main army. It can be a tricky thing to deal with for sure. Luther went apeshit, 3,800 value. Yeah. All right, guys. So now we're going to do some best of threes. Not best of threes, excuse me. Some FFAs, because I know you guys want that. And that'll be the end for today. The stream won't be super long today. It's going to be called Turin FFA. Password is 54321 if you want to play. Because tomorrow I'm streaming again. So basically, I just want to kind of not go too crazy, let my hands rest, and then come back tomorrow and stream. Because tomorrow we have like a lot of games to stream. We have a lot. All right. Good old vampires. FFA battle. The Haggard Beastmen have tried. We'll do the Steps of Isha. Yeah, the vampires did some work there. What I wouldn't do for a fully erect Sigmar charge. We got Falcon, 69 APM, all right, an old one. Very cool. All right. We're going to go with the Lithanar, the Shadow King, and we're going to have some fun. So, there you go. But will I actually bring a Lithanar, or is it all going to be a great scheme? That is the question, my friends. Yo. What's cracking? So the High Elves are probably going to go with like a flying Air Force cheese. So part of me wants to just bring like Tempest just to kill that, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. It's time for the dreaded FFA to end all FFAs. The Gate Guard. Unit caps to get rid of stupid armies. So we don't see like 10 of the same ROR just rolling around. It's the same password as your luggage. See, it's a good password. It's a good quality password. Yeah. Get you. All right. So we're getting some janky buffs for things. Nick, that would be great. Sign me up, dude. Sign me up. Okay, so Skaven. Okay, switch to Empire, so we don't need to worry about bringing like a Tempest caster anymore. It's going to be a little bit more reasonable. Probably just a light caster, to be honest. Just for nets. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the way. Skaven and the Tomb Kings. Okay. Seems fine. Do you have Vanguard deployment here? Firewall moving. Okay. What is Vanguard in our army? Not too much. Definitely don't want a static army. Oh, you can see what I'm picking partially, but it's just like if they're watching that closely to what I'm picking there, then I think it's just yeah, it's silly. Okay, so Silver Helms are probably good here. Yeah, I dig that. Okay, let's get another one. We don't have any healing, so we're not playing High Elves correct, most likely, but that's all right. The Storm Riders, oh my god, the Storm Riders ROR could be fun too. This build isn't going to be terribly strong, guys, so my apologies, but it's going to be really fun. So, you know, you can at least rest assured that there is going to be some spice in it. All right, I think we're good to go. Let's throw some chevrons on these bad boys and call it a day. Yeah, let's party. Oh, triple Shadow Walker's calling it. Well, that's a good guess. Oh, I've seen Spaceballs. Yeah, of course. It's an old school one, man. I remember watching that in the 90s. Yeah, back when I was a wee lad. A wee lad in the 90s. When did that even come out? Let me check. Yeah, 1987. Holy shit, that's crazy. Man, time flies. I remember going to Blockbuster. Oh, Attila, it's just they'll partially know, but I don't want them to know every single unit I have. Yeah. It's gonna be fun, don't worry, you guys are gonna dig this. Yeah, man. Time flies. It's wild. It's wild. I miss Blockbuster. That was like one of my favorite things as a kid or a teenager. Like get my friends on like a Friday night and we'd all just like head over to Blockbuster and just there was like a Subway next door, so we go to eat at Subway and then we just get like we would just like scrounge through all the old movies they had and like just find the most ridiculous shit to watch, like Dead Alive and you know, like old Chuck Norris movies and things like that. Yeah, that was a pretty magical time for sure. Although, yeah, I mean, obviously, I think something that's obvious is that like everyone feels that their generation was magical when they were of that age, right? Like, is there anyone here, out of curiosity, that when you were like, you know, between the ages of like 10 and like 17, Like, did you feel like that the era you grew up in sucked? Like, I don't feel like anyone or that many people feel that way. Like, they don't look fondly on, like, what was popular during that time period, you know? Yeah. All right. So hopefully I don't get swarmed here. If I do, then I'm just going to die. Oh, I'll just die then. So we got the triple Shadow Walker. We also do have the Handmaiden of the Everqueen and a Lithanar, both of whom have missile buffs, so we're going to try and like buff them up. We have the Dark in the Skies, and then the Handmaiden has the Quicksilver Shot plus the Enchanted Spyglass, which gives a little bit of damage, which is fun. Yeah. I kick ass for the Lord. Oh, I love that bit. That's so funny. 4 and then 5. Is she on horse? Yeah, okay. Looks like at least all my characters on horse here. 5 and 6. I was a 90s kid and the 90s were awesome. Yeah, like, yeah. Kevin Mack, who says 2004 through 2011 were cultural dark ages. Yeah, just new metal and like all that kind of stuff. All right, what do we got here? We got Empire for Falcon. Here we have Skaven. Skaven are probably, honestly, one of our best fights. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. I'm in danger. Yeah. This is an FFA map. No, Carrot Shell, I don't necessarily mean like childhoods being like the childhood experience. I just mean like the time they lived in. So did they perceive the time period of their like youth in terms of the culture? Like, did they like the culture of their time? I don't necessarily mean the individual experience. If you catch my drift. Yeah. But no, I mean, that's true, man. Alright, so let's sneak up the Shadow Warriors here, get you guys going, Arcane Phoenix. Definitely do not want to deal with the Sigmarite army, which is what? They have artillery? Yeah, no thank you, I'm good. I'll just be moving over here. Dovitanya. Alright. Skaven, do you have... Oh god, double mortars. Oh, I don't want to fight any of this. This is all bad. I guess we're going to the Empire army then. I like saw the mortars instantly. I might be able to creep up on him with the Shadow Walkers, but yeah, I guess this is easier. He's got Gelt and, you know, some wagons and shit, but yeah. Looking at that Skaven army, I'm like, nah. Yeah, we're moving. We're moving. Okay, Silverhelms can kind of creep around the side here and just hang out. The other Silverhelms can kind of creep right here. Shadow Warriors can move up. We have the bird. We also have net. So if he comes to try and fight, we can net and blast.
It will be done.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. The Skaven army has like avalanche mortars and like basic mortars, and like I could get in there and do it, but it's like this is going to be a much more doable experience, I think. Okay, so we got you coming. Silverhelms are chilling. Where are our Shadow Warriors? A little bit slower, unfortunately. Take out fire at will. Let's pull back like we're scared. Oh, Lithanar ripping his first shot. And a miss. Got so hyped for that. Let's see if we could shoot Gelt Daddy with this character here. Might be able to make some contact. Yeah, alright, let's see. Oh, no, hits the building. Okay, well, that's definitely not going to work, so we should just take that off and save our ammo. Ammo is very precious with these characters, right? Very much a game of cat and mouse here. But we do have nets, so if he gets a little bit overzealous, we could probably net him down. He has Final Transmutation too, though, so we got to be careful. Skaven and Tomb Kings appear to be in Mortal Kombat. Okay. Yeah, just juking the buildings. It's pretty good. It looks like there's a meme tank there, too. Okay. Let's move up and around the side here. Move you guys. And let's get you guys going here. And these Silverhelms can park right here. And the bird is the word indeed. Cool. So we're moving, man. We're moving. We're moving and a grooving. Looks like they have the Black Lions ROR wagon back there. Holy shit, okay. This man is not messing around. Falcon, he is here for keeps. Alright, so how do we best get to them? Probably moving that way is our best bet. I think this choke point is like exactly what they want. Whereas this is going to be a little bit trickier, so. We'll take off fire at will so we don't waste ammo. I don't know how the fighting's going over there. It looks like some loose skirmishing. The Empire army has definitely got some scary stuff that we got to respect. And the Arcane Phoenix is now getting shot at, so we need to start juking with it and run back behind the pillars here. Yeah, very good. All right, so let's pull the cavalry out. I imagine he probably doesn't have too much cav. Shadow warriors are moving in, but we can start, you know, hitting some charges here in a moment. The problem is we're taking so long to engage. My army's pretty stationary, so a little bit concerned about actually, yeah, like not like getting jumped by the other guys. Oh my god, this is just such a meme. This whole battle. Okay, so what can we hit right now? Are we actually able to hit anything? Not quite. The silver helms can move out. There's a steam tank waiting for us. And these guys can go around the side here, so we can go there. Send the Arcane Phoenix over the top to dive in. And we should be able to shoot at those huntsmen now. Let's see if we can actually rip the shots. Are we going to go up and over? It looks like it. Okay, move. You guys pull back. Arcane Phoenix can go in and just kind of fly over and do some fun bombardments and stuff. And a Lithanar and company can now move in while the Silver Helms kind of just go after the Sigmar Suns here. Alright, so shots. We can just start shooting at the Black Lions here. We're going to just run with the bird. And go ahead and do this. Which will do some big damage to those. Oh, did it work? Okay, it works good. Okay, but my bird's taking a bit of work for its pittance there. So let's go ahead and get these characters. They can start shooting at Gelt. And the bird is going to pull back, whereas, can we go ahead and trap Gelt Daddy? Let's go ahead and see if we can do this. We get these characters going. Okay, so we got a net. We should be able to get some good focus fire. Let's get you guys pushing in, and then you guys can go up and over the top, and the Cav can go here. It looks like we, despite all that sniping, we're not doing too much against Gelt with our Shadow Walkers. I think they're partially obstructed. Yeah, it looks like they're a little bit obstructed, which is unfortunate. We still got Gelt down. You know, he took a bit of damage, which is good. Let's pull you guys back and then get the Empire Knights getting rode down there. Get you guys going here, and the bird is back in business. You can chase the Black Lions there. Very good. All right. So we have Shem's Burning Gazes. It looks like the final transmutation pretty much just hits like one of our Cav units, not terribly devastating. And yeah, let's just kind of keep blasting you. Just keep doing your thing. Keep doing it to it. Let's get on the Huntsman. Cav can go ahead and collapse on this flank. And pull you guys back, and the Shadow Warriors can now just start shooting the Huntsman. Whatever they want, really. Okay. It's going okay. How are you guys? You guys are a little bit obstructed there. Shadow Walkers really are struggling to find a home. How are we doing, though? We should win that fight against the Empire Knights. Yeah, it looks good. Alright, Silver Helms, let's get you around. Let's start blasting, pulling the Arcane Phoenix over here. We can start shooting the Black Lions. Start shooting them with all of our characters. Do we have any, like, magic we want to use? Oh, man. He sniped my caster really hard. Wasn't paying attention to that. It's okay. Can't get everything, huh? You gotta have some fat mistakes every now and then. And yeah, we're getting on top of the Huntsmen, that's for sure. Come on, bird. Show us why you are the word. Let's go get the Black Lions here with these guys. Arcane Phoenix is still moving about. We'll have the bombardment soonish. Unfortunately, we lost our caster, but it's okay. At least we got a couple spells off. It's not the end of the world. Okay, the Black Lion's definitely getting hammered pretty bad. And Lithanar is being focused on by something. I'm not sure what. You might want to just start shooting at the Empire Captains here. Very good. Empire Cap, pull back. You guys go up and over here if you can. You guys pull back and... Oh, it looks like the steam tank is just kind of shooting us. We can go there and see if we can start like working on the steam tank a little bit. Cool. Gelt's in good shape. We're having a pretty good trade on points. Shadow Walkers need to definitely do more. I'm surprised. Their damage output seems a little bit kind of a little bit poor, if I had to say so myself. Okay, the bird is getting on the steam tank. Definitely doing some damage. Let's just shoot flagellants. Flagellants are fresh fish for sure. Pull you guys back. Oh god, I'm nervous about the rest of the battle too, because they're going to be moving here soon. How are these guys doing? Yeah, let's pull you guys back. Let's get on those huntsmen. Very cool. Alright, so yeah, we're shooting into flagellants. Should be able to get some kills there. Lithanar and company should be out of line of sight of that steam tank soon. See if we could just finish off those war wagons there. And yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Not great, not bad. And we need to get another big sweet bombardment on something though with our bird here. We can finish off those war lines, those black lines. It's going to be really good. And we should be able to here. Okay, let's get the bird. Let's Tokyo drift around these guys, like so. Yep, it's fine. It's fine. Oh man, he got staggered. That's not good. Okay, well, we might as well just pull back then. Yeah, hopefully we get the rebirth. That's a big ask there, but you know, it's certainly possible. Yeah, see if we can get a little cheeky business on Gelt. Run over here. Silverhelms get a nice charge. And the war wagons should be broken. Okay, so we broke the war wagon successfully. Gelt's getting the sniping for sure. All of our archers are kind of peppering him down. Could go after him with the bird. If he breaks, he's pretty close to the edge too. That should be a pretty perfect one right there. Yep. Get the last of those guys. Oh god, where are they? Oh god, behind us! Scatter! Scatter! Use your decoy, Tom Cruise. Use it. Alright, so the Shadow King is... Right when we finally start to get some good fights there, we unfortunately kind of get gooned. Which, of course, was my fear this whole time. We're in a net, but thankfully he's not doing too much damage. So we need to, like, run away from this. I gotta run with the decoy. Is there anything we want to shoot here? I guess we could just blast into this. Good thing we have, like, a second lord. Okay, I think he's going after the decoy. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Arcane Phoenix, is there anything you can do here? We need a rebirth really, really bad. Yeah, he's going after the decoy. Oh, yeah, that's really fortunate. Oh, but the Empire's coming for us now, too. Okay, guys, we gotta get back. Okay, he went for the fake one. That is a huge gimme right there. We're really lucky. Oh, the decoy actually worked. I think he's gonna get shot now, though. Are we currently unspottable? I can't quite tell. So we need to get out from under this, for sure. Just keep running our bird. Oh, it looks like the Skaven are actually coming. Okay, so maybe they... Yeah, the decoy worked. Oh, that's so awesome. Come on, Elithanar. Come on, we need to, like, reorient ourselves here. The dreaded Shadow Warriors. How are we in first with points? Holy shit. Alright, well. Not gonna ask questions. Let's get Cav. There's a meme tank shooting us. How much damage have we gotten? 1,000 on you. Okay. Okay, this is good. We need other people to fight. As far as what the Skaven have... Yeah, pretty much their full army. Holy shit, okay. The bird is the word. Maybe the bird can go do some cheeky funness over here. I'd much rather fight Tomb Kings. Gelt is almost dead, though. What do we have over here on the high ground? Okay, some Empire Knights. Alright. Let's go. Let's creep you guys around the back. I know, when does the decoy ever work? It's awesome. Yeah, I'm stoked on that, man. Let's get all of our dudes over here. We have the brave Silverhelms. Probably try and snipe this Necrotech. Yes, give it to us, precious. 69 APM. 2,000 HP. Oh, did he just miss that? Things like sitting still. God, aren't you guys supposed to be like the most elite archers in the old world? Okay, looks like they're now fighting, which is good. The bird. Is there any anti-air here for the Skaven? Okay, I'm being shot at with mortars, which is perfectly fine. We have Queek Headtaker plus... Yeah, I could. I'm just kind of like feeling out this army over here. Let's go back here. Try and get some points. I don't know. The Skaven are certainly quite menacing, though. Shadow Walkers. Do you want to be shooting the... We can creep up on the rats, I guess. Let's just creep on the rats. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. We have the Stormvermin Halberds down there. We have a full health one on the far side. We can fly over the army and just kind of feel things out. I don't know how we do against this Skaven army. The mortars are going to be devastating against us. Let's go shoot into the back of that Tomb King's force. How's this bird? I still have the rebirth, but it doesn't always go off, right? So there's a full health Stormvermin over there. These ones are more tightly packed, though. I think actually we might get more bang for our buck, like on that one. And let's go ahead and just start shooting into them. Yeah, cool. Oh, why is it not letting me use it? No, that was stupid. Well, it'll get a partial. I think it's because there was like a weird building there, but yeah, we still get the Stormvermin. That's fine. Not bad. How's this bird done in value? Oh, those are rat ogres. Okay, well, they're clan rat spears here. I have a little trouble getting away. All right, let's move the archers over. Yeah, just kind of rip some pot shots here. Gotta watch out. There's some doggos coming. I like how my Shadow Walkers are just like creeping in the distance. Okay, scoot you guys up. So you guys going here. Elithanar can start shooting at the poison and mortars. And those damn doggos are going to be a problem, actually. We might have to pull some Silverhelms to fight them. So let's start sniping the mortars with Elithanar and company. While these guys creep, and then hopefully they can get in range here in a couple seconds. Like, the Plague Priest is almost dead. A lot of this army is just really beat up. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to go for the Silver Helms, but hopefully okay.
As you say.
Oh, those dogs are a big problem. You might have to like pull in and help. All right, let's waste the avalanche mortars real quick. Looks like the other ones are almost dead. Oh man, they got a volley off though. That's gonna hurt really bad. God damn. I was hoping I could like pop them before they get a volley off. Yeah, we need to bring the Phoenix to help because Lithanar is gonna get gooned by those dogs. The Handmaiden and the Everqueen can actually intercept them. Okay, so we got the mortars off. That's good. Both mortar teams are gone. Shadow Walkers still have pretty good ammo. Handmaiden gets on the doggos. Arcane Phoenix can attack here. Lithanar can fight in melee. And what else do we want to shoot? Let's see if we can snipe that Plague Priest. Yeah. All right, looks good. Yeah. How's the Handmaiden doing? She's getting those guys. Shadow Walker should be able to snipe that Lord. I mean, it only has like 300 HP, so we'll see what happens. Broke those clan rats, no problem. 241. Let's put him in guard mode. See if we could rip a shot and finish that character off. And yeah, dogs are getting chased off. That's good. We definitely want to route them off the battlefield if we can. Okay, so we took that character out. We need to get in range of those freaking mortars again. Put them in guard mode, and Lithanar and the Arcane Phoenix can hopefully finish these guys off. What else do we have? Yeah, Handmaiden's still chasing the dogs. Okay, can we get those mortars, please? Please. Come on. Do it. Man, those mortars are just so nasty. Maybe a Lithanar can finish him with his bow. Arcane Phoenix, pull back. Mortars kind of scoot and shoot a little bit. Let's go ahead and drop a decoy here to try and like block the escaping army. Arcane Phoenix, go finish the mortar teams if you can. With the Shadow Walkers actually really punishing these ogres. We could fight them in melee too. Let's go ahead and send in the decoy. Ah man, those mortars are so gross. I think we finally got them off. Okay, they're shattered, which is good. So let's just kind of keep kiting back. We have the Handmaiden who's chased off the rats. Lithanar might actually die here. What is this character? It's Queek Headtaker? Okay, well. Yeah, not too many great choices there. We'll see if a Lithanar can create some separation. Come on, guys, come on. And we could go for the gooning on Queek, too, with our Arcane Phoenix. We could try it. Just go for the rebirth and hope we get lucky. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so one unit of Shadow Walkers will have to stay and fight. We'll put them in group 3. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit luck-based here. If our Phoenix can get Queek with a Lithanar and the Handmaiden. Ouch, ouch, the Phoenix missed its first shot. Just fight these clan rats. Come on, get Queek. Bring him down. Bring him down, High Elves. Oh, the bird rebirth, baby. Let's go. Oh, yeah. You're in trouble now, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Get him. Get him, Lithanar. Get him with the anime tumble. Okay, come on. And the Shadow Walkers back here, pretty good in combat, actually. They can definitely fight, so. Okay, Queek's broken. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Oh. Oh, God. There's still a full health unit of Storm Vermin coming. Okay, let's pull. Go get these ogres. Go. I don't want to fight the Storm Vermin, that's for sure. So one Shadow Walker will have to be like the movie character, staying and going and sacrificing for everyone else. Quickly. We got him, yeah. Alright, Rat Ogres are broken. Arcane Phoenix is healthy. That's good. Shadow Walkers are broken, sadly. Queek might come back. He might. We might be able to just fight this army. See, not the Storm Vermin, though. The Storm Vermin are a bit of a problem. Let's just put Fire at Will so they just use their ammo now. We'll get the bird engaging, terror routes, and then hopefully we can get like rear charges and shit and do our magic. Lithanar, we want to save our ammo if we can. Alright, so let's get you piling in, helping the bird out, because the bird is fighting a bunch of spears, which is obviously a bad situation. And a Lithanar, is there anything we can shoot here? I guess Khalidah's very low. We should probably save some ammo for Khalida. Come on, break those clan rats. Go, Shadow Walkers. You guys creep back through the bushes. Yeah, we can actually get a lot more points here from the Tomb Kings, believe it or not. Okay, bird's coming back. We got some nice terror routes there. Shadow Walkers still fighting the good fight. And you guys can go ahead and save this. Save this. And maidens get back. Yeah, it's mostly, again, just like Storm Vermin and shit. We don't want to fight that, so that's not good for us. We have a clone. We could use the clone if we want to. Come on. Come on, lady. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Khalid's shooting at us, but we have the cover of the bushes here, so that's quite nice. The Shadow Walker unit can fight to the bitter end and buy us some separation. Can't believe the clone worked earlier. So our Arcane Phoenix, let's go see what they have. Honestly, nothing is great against it, except maybe Khalid is okay at fighting it. But if we can rip a couple shots with Lithanar into Khalid and like soften her up, should be able to here. Okay, first shot's coming. Come on, Lithanar. Scoot and shoot, baby. Let's go. Okay, he misses. No surprises. I don't know what I was expecting, but man, look at these heroes just fighting to the end. Yeah, and shooting to the... Let's just use your shots. Get some points for the old Turin. Alright, Khalida. We can shoot at you as well with this. Khalida juking the shots, no surprises.
Handmaiden of the Everqueen.
A lot of people forget handmaidens are actually pretty decent in combat. So the handmaiden can definitely defeat this Lich Priest in a fight. Matter of fact, we might be able to just go in this character real quick. And Lithanar can drop his clone here. And then he can run around. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Come on. Get that Lich Priest bird. Show it who's boss. Ah, damn, we keep missing. Okay, Khalid's very low. Wow, Khalid's -11. Okay, Lithanar did it! He took out Khalida! Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So Khalid's going down. Yeah, she's 36 HP. The Shadow King has done it! He's done it! Oh, and Khalida in the face! Alright, the rats are probably hot on our tail, though. We need to keep trying to get as many points as we can here. Let's go, let's go. Oh, he's going after the clone! He's going after the clone! Yes. Good, Anakin, good! Oh no, he's going after the real one now. The real Slim Shady has been found. Okay, okay, our Arcane Phoenix doing some great work. The Lithanar, save your ammo, save your last shot for some anime shit. Yeah, buddy, Arcane Phoenix is OP. Oh yeah, give us those points. We need to get enough points that the Skaven can't beat us even if we lose to them. Oh, Lithanar's back. I guess who's back? Let's just have him rip his shot into the Sepulchral Stalkers. Okay, oh, he picks one off. Look at that. That's nice. How are our birds doing? Yeah, they're all crumbling. The Lithanar could go in and fight. Maybe he should, honestly. The Handmaiden plus are the character here, though, doing very good. The Skaven are just waiting, which is fine. I think they're just waiting because they figure they can't catch us, although, honestly. Alright, Lithanar, it's time. This is where heroes are made. Oh, okay. Getting tumbled there, nice and good. Yep, Lithanar is being literally tossed around. It's okay though. Just look at it. Think of it like fancy dodging. Okay, there he goes. And it looks like the last of the stalkers are going down, so now we can work on the great bows. Oh god, he's gonna break here. There's no way he's coming back. I love how these guys are just sitting and shooting at these storm vermin all day. Just like 6 models. Okay, we pulled ahead. I don't know. He's got a lot of stuff here, but looks like our characters are doing quite well. I could also like switch into a kiting situation. I could like pull back and use my ammo in the Handmaiden, but she seems to be in pretty good shape here. So let's pull back and see if we can... We need to get on the stalkers because they're anti-large. Yeah, so we'll leave the bird. We'll get you going, and then she can go ahead and cycle charge back in. Yeah, that's good. Hopefully we can pick off the stalker models. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, 2 models going down. The Shadow Walkers have been great so far. How have they been doing? 1,500? That's not bad. I mean, not great, but like Shadow Warriors would have pretty much done the same thing, but... you know, they haven't just lost me the game. Oh, Lithanar's back! Yes! Okay, Skaven might be to the point where they can't quite catch us. It's hard to say. Oh, man, come on. Come on. Lithanar! Come on! Come on! Oh! Hold! I don't know if he's like worth saving, honestly. Yeah, just like... How much value did he get this game? I guess we'll have to check afterwards. Handmaiden needs to get in there. Did I get enough points, though, is the question. Charge into the back of them. They're all crumbling. Man, what a scrappy game. What a scrappy game. The Lithanar. Oh, the Skaven are finally coming. Which is smart. They probably should want to get some points here. Not just let me get all these points, which I think is too late for that. Alright, so let's go get that Lich Priest with our bird to make sure the Skaven don't get the points for it. Come on, bird. Show us why you were the word. Lithanar might come back, but there's like a full health unit of Storm Vermin here, so... Yeah, he's back. Okay, that's cool. 13,000. Skaven are pretty close, but my stuff's pretty low.
Onward!
We need to shoot the Storm Vermin halberds here, so we'll use our ammo, actually. Yeah, it looks like Lithanar finally shattered. The bird's getting in there.
The Ever Queen.
Yeah, a Lithanar I think is better than 1,200 value. I would guess like 1,800 would be my kind of ballpark. Okay, yeah. I think that's the end of the road, though. What? The Skaven said, wait till Pointy Ear and Dead Thing fight, then we fight. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's really funny. I obviously could kite here, but that would just be obnoxious if I just ran and used all my ammo, so we're just going to stay the course. Yeah, these are now the Storm Vermin are in, which is a problem. Not like a combination of words you hear often, like Storm Vermin and Problem usually don't go together, but in this case it actually is. Arcane Phoenix 2,400, not bad. Not bad. Storm Vermin aren't immune to psychology too, though. They could actually get terror routed, which is really funny, but man, he's got a lot of rats here, guys. The Skaven just have this Dread Legion. Come on. Oh my god. Oh, that actually does damage. Oh, look at that. It nukes the rats. If I wasn't at my healing cap, that would have been pretty scary. Oh, badass bird. Pretty cool. I'm glad it actually lagged there a little bit, so we got a chance to like see that, because you don't see it too often, like up close. And yeah, that's it. He's not getting that many points. Yeah, and down goes the bird. All right, GG. Hey, we got it, just barely. That was a really fun FFA, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at the breakdown, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the FFA to close out the stream. Okay, predictions on the Lithanar. What do you guys think you got? I'm not gonna look first. I'm gonna hang tight. Pretty cool build by the Empire too, just like all the meme tanks and stuff. All right, so I'm waiting for some predictions. Let's see who's closest. I'll give it like 20 seconds before we do it. There's a pretty substantial delay on chat, so it's gonna take a minute to kick in here. What do we got? Predictions. Red Devil guesses 1,200. Okay. 1,300, 2,000, 1,300, 6,900 from Hammond. Dude, you're really going for the far end of the price point there. 23, 1,200 for sure. Yeah, no, for sure. There's always luck involved with FFAs, like if people want to gank you or not, and you know. All right, I'm seeing some predictions, and here we go. 1,700. Okay, so whoever guessed 1,800, you nailed it on the head. 1,752. The Handmaiden got 1,800. 1,800, 1,500, and 1,600. The Bird got 26, and the Silverhelms kind of just got crumped, honestly. But you know, you need something to protect your forces with. Abba and Preach says 2,200. All right, some close guesses. Yeah. You guys were pretty on point. I think All About the Math got it pretty close with 1,750. Yeah, All About the Math might have been the closest in chat. Props, man. Props. All right, so let's evaluate the value on other characters now. Yeah, the Steam Tank got 2,900. Pretty wild. Old ones, Queek unfortunately got his head taken by the Bird. Mortars did okay. Storm Vermin did okay. And for the Khalid army, which I love the Khalid army. It's so cool. 2,000 on Sepulchral Stalkers, 1,922 on the Shop to Grapos. I guess 1,800. I was close. We got a 1,750 in chat, yeah. So, that's going to be it for today, guys. If you want to go back and watch the tournament games, they'll all be up on the channel soon, or you can just rewind right now and watch them, which is totally fine. On that same note, I think I'm going to start... I already finished my Rakarth campaign. I recorded the rest of the episodes. They'll be going up soon. And I'm thinking about starting a Fey Enchantress campaign. I've never really played Fey Enchantress, so I was curious about how her campaign is. So we'll be back soon. Yes, perhaps, Hank, we will do it. Perhaps we will. Yeah. Yeah, you see, Abba and Preach with Words of Wisdom. You didn't take into account the value of those ninja tumbles and how they distracted the enemy. That's true, right? The best part about that FFA was how the decoys actually worked. I have no idea, but like the decoys got attacked every time. Like, Elithanar survived twice because of his decoys, which was crazy. It was just absurdity. A big thanks to Geralt of Rivia, Kevin Duran, Samson, Italian Spartacus, Grim Soko with a fat $100 donation, Carrot Shell, Melody Wallace, thank you as always. Hope all is well. The Hobbying, Scully686 for the 60, Ivan with the 20. Thank you guys for your donations. Really helps keep the old crusty Turin going. That's it. GG, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with streams tomorrow and Sunday. Might take Monday and Tuesday off because I got some fun videos I want to work on. I'm going to be doing a Legendary Lord power rating video on the Dark Elves next for multiplayer. And then I have a fun video series, which will be starting, which is going to be like funky combos in multiplayer. So this is like Marathi debuff blob, Warrior Priest Kindle Flame combos, Stone Trolls, Immunopsychology, Techless Kindle Flame Breath combos. It's going to be a video series about not necessarily the most competitive combos, but some of them are, but also highlighting like strange combos that can win you games here and there, which are really fun as well. So yeah, that'll be starting soon. I got a lot to record. I'm quite excited. Fake campaign is fun. Response is better. Okay, cool. Good to know. All right, my friends, thanks for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed the World Championship. Also, I'll leave you guys with this outro, so you guys can see the current stats from the World Championship. This is from Phase 2. The games we casted today are from Phase 3, but if you want to look back at Phase 2, which was slightly less competitive, you can see which factions have the best win rates and whatnot. So that's it for now. Thanks again for joining, my friends, and we will see you all on the other side. Take care.